An iceberg is a mound of poop high enough that, a chart that sorts facts and theories from a piece of media by obscurity, starting from the most well-known ones to the weird facts, the downright disturbing things at the bottom. So today, we are gonna react to Izzy's Dark Pokemon Iceberg. Now, it's a big one. We're going on an adventure this time, so strap yourselves in and get ready, because we are gonna see some really weird stuff today. You're gonna learn something new. Let's begin.
Lavender Town. Starting off this list with an absolute classic. Lavender Town was an eerie town introduced in the first generation of Pokemon games. The town story is based around the spirit of a Marowak who was murdered by
As
Team
we
Rocket,
know.
and the player is tasked with traveling through the Pokemon Tower, a large Pokemon graveyard filled with mourners and possessed channelers.
Which, again, has never made sense to me. How do you make a tower that is a graveyard? You bury the Pokemon, you're going down, you're digging downwards. It's a floor in a tower. How does that work? Explain this to me, someone.
The trainers that want to drink your blood, it was the soundtrack. In 2010, the creepy tune created by composer Junichi Masuda gave
16 million views?
An iconic online creepypasta.
Oh my god, that's a ridiculous amount.
According to the story, upon the release of Pokemon Red and Green in 1997,
think this was fake.
Over 3,000 Japanese children were
There's no way,
reported as
right?
having their lives
3,000?
ended by themselves, if you know
no.
what I mean, after reaching the Lavender Town
There's
area.
no way.
The children suffered nausea and headaches as well as
Okay, they
irrational
didn't
and
kill- they
dangerous
didn't
behavior,
game end
and this
themselves,
illness was
alright?
dubbed Lavender Town Syndrome. It was
is
attributed to
fake.
high frequencies found within the chiptune music,
What?
which could only be heard by children, and videos showing the spectrogram outputs of
That's
the
not
music
right.
became popular as people began editing creepy images and
That is a
messages into
really
them.
cool, that is so cool, that little spectrogram thing. This is really cool. I love that. That looks really
Honestly,
nice.
this whole thing was nothing but a creepy campfire story based around the fact that a lot of kids did find the Lavender Town.
What's with the Garfields in the background? Not that I'm like judging. I think that's really cool. There's a lot of cool Garfields in the background. It's definitely fake, right?
That over the years, people began to just fully believe it. A lot of kids, including myself, were
Also, there's Garfield. I'm sorry, I'm spending too much time on the Garfield. There's Garfield earrings here too, which I
to the
love.
point where if I heard like 2 beats of the song in a YouTube video, I would be exiting the tab immediately. It's claimed that while the creepypasta is fake, the
I can't
original
stop
music
crying.
did, in
Yeah,
fact,
me
cause
too, man.
headaches
Me
and
too,
dizziness
dude.
due to binaural beats included in the soundtrack, but from what I can tell, this seems to be another myth, as evidence is lacking. The Lavender Town syndrome
Growlithe
myth really paved
dies?
the way
Okay,
for
that's
Pokemon
mess, man.
creepypastas and urban legends to come, and made Lavender Town itself into a popular location for other creepypastas to take place in. I'm genuinely curious if other people as a kid were terrified of the Lavender Town theme and would like
I never was.
listen to it, or if I was just super gullible.
I was big and strong. I was never scared of it. What do you mean?
Missing No is a famous glitch Pokemon.
Oh, we know
Red,
Missing
Blue,
No,
and
don't we,
Yellow.
everyone?
It's by far the most well-known glitch Pokemon due to its easy catch method as well as its strange and creepy behaviors. Missing No can be found by watching the old man's
Her makeup is
demonstration of how to catch
fantastic as
Pokemon
well.
in Viridian City, flying to Cinnabar Island, and
I did
surfing
this
up
by
and down the
myself when I
coast
was a
until you
kid.
encounter it. Missing No has several forms. Its most iconic
I caught
form
one
is
of
this
those, and it
L-shaped block
evolved
of
into a
corrupted purple
Kangaskhan.
textures, but it can also
And it
appear
just
as
knew
a
Water Gun
scrambled
and
red
Sky
yellow
Attack.
block, a Lavender Town Ghost Sprite, or a Kabutops and Aerodactyl Fossil Sprite. Missing No can be caught and used as a Pokemon and can learn a variety of moves. It's registered in the
It's
Pokédex
number
as
0. You know,
Pokemon
people always argue, what was the first Pokemon? Was it Bulbasaur, Mew, Rhydon, this dick? But no, it was actually Missing No.
000 and is a dual bird/normal type, which is notable because bird types don't
It has
actually
Water Gun
exist
2
in the
times, though. That's
game.
really
We'll be
weird.
touching on bird types later on in the Iceberg. Encountering Missing No will duplicate the 6th item in the player's bag 128
Wait,
times,
why is
which
he
is often
all
used as
corrupted
an
and
exploit to
backwards?
get
That's
rare
weird.
candies. Missing No will also
Never seen
glitch
that one
the player's
before.
Hall of Fame and will sometimes cause graphical glitches throughout the game. The reason
Oh,
that
nice.
Missing No occurs in the game is because there are actually
Uh-oh.
256 Pokemon slots, but only 151 are actually used for Pokemon in the game. The other slots
256 is actually a number that's always used in programming.
Into the unused slots
like
as placeholders.
8-bit,
When performing the
16-bit,
glitch at one
64-bit.
stretch of coastline on Cinnabar
You add them up and
Island
up,
is
it goes to
programmed spawn
256.
Pokemon, but for some reason the actual Pokemon types aren't defined. Depending on the letters in the
Motherfucker
player
used a
character's
Master
name,
Ball on
numerous
Missing
Pokemon
No. What are
can
you
spawn,
doing?
including several glitch Pokemon. As weird as it sounds, Missing No has kind of become a pop culture icon, credited by some as popularizing the entire Pokemon series, as well as glitch hunting and speedrunning in video games. The glitch has been mentioned in countless articles, books, and even published
I feel like that's a
papers,
really
and is
easy
believed by many
cosplay to
be
do.
one of, if
You don't
not
really
the
have
most
to
famous video game
put
glitch
together
in the
many
world.
pieces. It's just
Missing
one
No
thing.
is truly legendary and a must-see on your trip to Cinnabar Island. Spin
Yeah, no, I'll go there soon, actually.
Is an adorable normal type Pokemon introduced in Generation 3.
But there's 7 billion different variations.
Unassuming with no evolutions and poor stats, but there's more to Spinder than meets the eye.
Oh, they're so cute.
Unbelievable, but the patterns on its fur are randomly generated, and there are over 4.3 billion possible patterns.
Billion? That's almost as much as muscles I have.
The odds for finding a shiny were tough. Your odds of finding 2 Spinders with the same pattern is 1 in, well, this number. And your odds of finding 2 shiny Spinders of the same pattern is 1 in over 8 billion. Ditto is a failed
8 billion.
clone.
Nah, that's fine. I'll do that. It's
That
easy.
the two couldn't be more different, but fans have made some pretty interesting connections between the two. Both Ditto and Mew weigh exactly 8.8 pounds and have no gender. They have similar.
I wonder if that
stats
was
and
intentional.
movesets,
I mean, it
and
has to be,
only
right?
Pokemon
It
who
has
can
to be.
naturally learn the move Transform at level 1.
Oh, Mew is so
Furthermore, Ditto has 2
cute. Remember in Pokemon Let's Go when that game came out and the only way to get Mew was to buy the $50 controller extension that you get for it? That was awesome. That was great.
Pokemon Yellow, the Pokemon Mansion, and Cerulean Cave. This is significant as Mew's evolution Mewtwo was cloned from Mew within the Pokemon Mansion and then fled to Cerulean Cave where it made its home.
We're sat there like a little bitch who's like, oh, I'm scared of people, oh no. Dude, you can beat them up. Come on, don't be scared. What are you on about?
Scrapped during development, leaving only small traces of the two's connection behind. Ho-Oh immortality theory. In the very first episode of the Pokemon anime, Ash sees the legendary rainbow Pokemon Ho-Oh fly overhead. Ho-Oh's Diamond and Pearl Pokédex entry reads, quote, "It possesses 7 colored wings. It is said that those who see Ho-Oh are promised eternal happiness."
Which is kind of insane when you think about the fact that Ho-Oh literally just flies over random parts of the world, meaning that at any point, thousands, tens of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of people every month could look up and be like, oh, Ho-Oh. So really, in this world of eternal happiness, why are we still seeing wars being fought, theft still happening, crime still occurring? Everyone's supposed to have eternal happiness. Is everyone's version of eternal happiness slightly different to someone else's, so it kind of clashes? Is my version of eternal happiness not getting robbed, but someone else's version of eternal happiness is actually going and murdering someone in their house? So maybe that clashes sometimes and doesn't really work out.
A popular fan theory states
Does it
that
cancel
the
each
reason
other
that Ash
out?
never ages throughout the series is because his version of eternal happiness is remaining as a carefree 10-year-old never forced to grow up and always traveling the world and going on adventures.
Kids are dumb. Why would you want that?
Since
Just
Ash's
get
dream
gay.
is to become
Be
the
gay,
very
Veyron.
best like no one ever was, and being 10 years old forever would kind of get in the way of that. It's also
Yeah, it
never
would suck.
stated that
You can't even drink, man. You can't drink, you can't like shoot guns, you can't even drive. Like, why would you want to be 10 forever?
Ho-Oh has any kind of
Why
magical
specifically 10?
wish-granting
Why not like
abilities,
18,
instead
21?
imbuing those
Something
who
like
spot
that.
it with more of a general happiness in life. Electric Soldier Porygon. Deno-Senshi Porygon, also known as Electric
Oh, what's
Soldier
this?
Porygon, is one of the most widely circulated and infamous Pokemon stories, causing controversy worldwide.
Oh,
Electric
it was the
Soldier Porygon
epilepsy-
was the 38th episode of the first
Ellipsis?
season of the Pokemon anime, airing at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December
How do you say it?
16th, 1997 in Japan. In the episode, Ash and friends must help fix the Pokeball transfer
epilepsy.
system by
That's
traveling
it.
with the digital Pokemon Porygon into cyberspace to stop Team Rocket, who've set up a blockade inside the system.
I didn't do that on purpose,
The
I
less
genuinely
questions
couldn't
asked
say
about
it.
the plot, the better. 20 minutes into the episode, Pikachu launches a Thunderbolt attack at an oncoming antivirus, causing an extended scene of flashing blue and red lights.
See, this is why I always say you should never install antivirus onto your PC, because it's essentially the same as a virus. As we can see in this Pokemon episode, that antivirus gets hit by something and causes the entire PC cyberware thing to shut
Caused
down.
over 12,000 children to experience epileptic seizures and exhibit
12,000?
symptoms such as dizziness, blurred vision, nausea, and convulsions. The
Oh my
fallout
God.
was immediate and explosive, with a moral panic beginning to form around the Pokemon series. The episode was immediately
Oh my
pulled from the
days.
air and has never been broadcast since, and the television
Did no one
station that
check
aired the
this episode
issued
before
an
they
apology
uploaded
the
it?
next day. Meanwhile, the police was sent to question
was
the
Pikachu's
anime's
fault.
producers, and the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare called an emergency meeting about the anime. Nintendo shares dropped by 5%, and retailers across the country pulled Pokemon DVDs off the shelves.
Not the share price! I mean, listen, it's one thing that 12,000 kids have epileptic seizures, but the share price? No! No, God, no, not the share
While
price!
the story is incredibly infamous and widely known, the truth is actually a little more complicated. While around 12,000 children did report symptoms, it's reported that only around 685 were taken to the hospital, and most have been treated well in the ambulance, to the point that just over 150 were actually admitted into the hospital. Notably, many of the 12,000 cases have been attributed to mass hysteria, as news broadcasts played later that night after the episode aired, alerting viewers about the wave of epilepsy while playing footage from the episode. Not their
Why would they
brightest
do
idea,
that?
I'm gonna be honest.
Like, hey, don't look at this episode. This episode, don't look at it, guys. It's gonna give you a seizure. We're gonna play it so you know which episode not to watch.
This sent a second wave of children to the hospital, but investigator B. Radford, who co-authored a paper on the topic, noted that a relatively minuscule number of children actually exhibited symptoms of epilepsy, while others seemed to be afflicted with mass hysteria. So out of the 4.3 million households
I have
watching
mass
Pokemon
hysteria.
that evening, only 150 people were admitted to hospital after suffering epileptic seizures, a far cry from the sensationalized thousands that news media across the globe were claiming.
And quite frankly, only 150 kids, an easy sacrifice for an episode of Pokemon, I think you'll all agree.
This was still a huge and scary number of hospitalizations though, and concerns over the episode were more than valid, though the moral panic that formed was a bit overblown.
Some moral panic, shut up. It's only 150 kids.
About strobing lights
we can let them go, it's fine.
And Pokemon was obviously able to recover from the smear on their reputation. Hilariously, in 2020, the official Pokemon Twitter account tweeted, Porygon did nothing wrong, in reference to the fact that Pikachu actually caused the strobing lights, not Porygon, but this tweet was very quickly deleted. Too soon, Nintendo, too soon.
No, it's not too soon. What do you mean it's not too soon at all? They should have left it up. They should have left that tweet up.
Shiny Pokemon are rare and uniquely colored versions of regular Pokemon that players can encounter in the game.
They're so ugly. Oh my days. Well, I mean, I like the pink ones. Pink one is awesome. Pink is an underrated color. This yellow is so gross, and the green is nasty. I will say I do like on the Earth Ring though. Looks like Shrek.
The base odds of finding a shiny Pokemon in the wild are around 1 in 8,192, so the majority of casual players may never encounter one. Some Pokemon have amazing shiny
Chat, type 1 if you've never seen it, never encountered a shiny Pokemon before in your life. Type 1 right now.
And Ponyta, while
type 2 if you have.
Extremely ugly colors which are widely hated, like Lucario, Moltres, Solgaleo, Como-o,
Solgaleo's nice.
Of course, all the Pokemon
I like Onix.
That are barely distinguishable from their regular forms.
These ones suck. I hate these ones.
The most common and despised type of shiny of them all, the green ones.
Yeah, the greens are nasty. Espeon, I like that big one actually.
To sickly pale green, and almost all of them are loathed by the fandom for their unappealing colors. But why are there so many green shinies? Well, during the older generations when the pixel art was far simpler, instead of having
there's an actual reason for this?
They would simply have the game switch a shiny Pokemon's palette to the next suitable one in the game's code. This is why Clefable and Wigglytuff, who have similar regular colors, were assigned similar shiny colors, and why a lot of blue Pokemon have pink shinies.
Oh, ew, I mean, listen, I like the pink, but come on now, what's going on with that?
Onwards, as the franchise switched to 3D and artists began manually coloring shinies. But this is actually a very common misconception, as there's no evidence to suggest any kind of shiny picking algorithm in the code of the game. In fact, one user looked at the debug menu of Gold and Silver and found the color palette editor containing both regular and shiny palettes alongside several RGB sliders. This suggests that developers manually adjusted the Pokemon shiny colors using these sliders, since there would be no need for such an editing tool if the shinies were decided by an algorithm.
What, and they still look so gross and awful?
To believe that terrible shinies like these were the haphazard work of an algorithm, really?
I believed that the whole time. We just got hit with the Mandela effect. I believed for the whole time that it was because of some weird algorithm, but it turns out it wasn't an algorithm the whole time. Dude, I can't believe that.
Let that sink in. Cubone.
This is so awful.
Cubone is infamous for being one of the most depressing Pokemon
your mom?
in the franchise.
Sorry,
its
that was a
Ruby
bad
Pokédex
question
entry
about
reads,
that.
quote, Cubone pines for the mother it will never see again.
Yeah.
Seeing a likeness of its mother in the full moon, it cries. The stains on the skull the Pokemon wears are made by the tears it sheds. It's also noted that the skull it wears belongs to its dead mother. Yay! But that's not all. A popular fan theory states that Cubone was actually meant to evolve into Kangaskhan. The two bear a striking resemblance to one another, from their beige-brown coloring to the round pattern on their stomach to their similar eye shape to, of course, the perfectly Kangaskhan-shaped skull that Cubone wears. It's alleged—
yeah, well, it's kind of Kangaskhan-y, you know, it's a little Kangaskhan-y. I hope they also do the theory that Butterfree is an evolution to Venonat too.
Nintendo thought this evolution line was too dark, since it would mean that every Kangaskhan was fated to die and be worn as jewelry by its infant child, so they split the evolution line, making Kangaskhan into its own Pokemon. Many believe—
Wait, no, I mean, Listen, it's not any less dark because Marowak is literally the Pokemon that dies and they have to wear the skull up. What do you mean?
Pokemon around at a late stage in development caused the code to scramble and resulted in the infamous missing no and M glitch. In fact,
no, they think that's what caused missing no? That's insane. That switching everything around actually caused missing no? What? That'd be crazy.
I love your video.
Yeah, that's why Marowak sucks.
If the player
7 Master Balls, where did you find those?
It has a slight chance of evolving into a Kangaskhan. The theory is still hotly debated though, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
No way, right?
Pokemon is satanic. This
yeah, it is true. This one's actually true. It is.
Been labeled as an evil and satanic game. Since the game features magic, fantastical settings, violence, and evolution, it has been the target of numerous Christian groups who feel that the game is leading children down the path of Satan rather than God. Believe it or not.
Yes, it is. I know this is true. I've actually been down the path of Satan. Hi, how's it going? I'm down the path of Satan. It's awesome down here. You should come hang out. Don't go the path of God because Pokemon is Satanist. So you should come and join me. It's awesome. It's great.
Discussions on the topic in 2016 with the viral popularity of Pokemon.
Honestly though, how bored are white American Christians? Where they have to just like make up random things to be mad about to keep themselves entertained. They're sitting there like, oh man, we literally won everything and we are like the most privileged group of people on the planet. Oh, we need to make up something to be mad at. Pokemon's Satanist. That's what it is. We're mad at that now.
If this adorable little guy is Satan, well, maybe I don't want to be holy. Pokemon eat each other. This theory has been around since the dawn of the series, and it's always touted as this
delicious.
Super dark, mind-blowing, childhood-ruined moment. Countless clickbait articles with this image have been posted going off about how dark and not kid-friendly this series is because people eat Pokemon. Interestingly, this particular image is actually taken from an episode where Ash and
Do you think they subsist exclusively off of corn and bread?
Friends are stranded at sea
and
imagining all the ways they could eat Magikarp, so this cooked Magikarp is actually just a figment of their imagination. However, several other Pokemon are canonically hunted and eaten. Farfetch'd are depressingly known for being delicious when cooked in their own leek. Barraskewda is described as surprisingly tasty. Children used to eat Appleton's skin, and there's a whole in-game plot
the skin's
about
the
harvesting
tastiest part.
Tails.
Give me some of that
Pokemon universe,
protein.
In regards to shark Pokemon like Sharpedo and Gabite, who are hunted for their fins and scales respectively.
Oh no, that's messed up. You can't have shark fin soup, okay? There's a reason that's banned.
Similarly, there are many Dex entries that mention Pokemon preying on each other, such as Pidgeot eating Magikarp and Pelipper eating
so awesome.
Luvdisc.
I love that.
As I said, this used to be a really big, shocking, dark, childhood ruined fact about Pokemon since the series is meant to be G-rated, but it's honestly not really shocking because, well, trainers gotta eat. The Pokédex makes it
what are we gonna
eat?
Pokemon
hunt humans
I need nutrients.
So hey, we're entitled to a little Magikarp as a treat. Mew under truck.
Also, apparently Magikarp tastes disgusting anyway. Mew under the truck! Oh, we like this one.
Back in the early days of Pokemon, the internet wasn't very widely accessible, so plenty of ridiculous and far-fetched, pun intended, rumors were spread on the playground.
Got him!
One such rumor was that the legendary psychic type Mew could be found in Pokemon Red and Blue underneath a truck in Vermilion City. This was, and honestly still is, an incredibly popular hoax that a lot of people believed, but
I never had this one. This was never in my school. I kind of wish it was. I feel like I was left out now.
And hacks, though these would often put the player's game file at risk of corruption. The only legitimate way to get Mews were through competitions and events, and adorably trainers who were given Mews were also given these awesome certificates of authenticity.
Oh my god, I wish I was cool enough. You know what? Fuck any kind of certificate you get from school. This certificate of authenticity for Mew is awesome. Look at that. I love that.
That's not like a creepy fact or anything. I just thought that was really cool. The Pokemon War. The Pokemon War, also known as the Kanto War, is an event that fans speculate may have taken place years before the start of Pokemon Red and Blue. Doesn't
everyone think that it was Kanto versus like Kalos now or something because there was a war? Which doesn't make sense because that would be the equivalent of France going to war with just a small region of Japan, which makes no sense.
Surge in Vermilion City, as his dialogue reads, quote,
it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
For sure. I tell you what, kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. Additionally, there's a notable...
Also, he's American, which means he's from Unova. So none of this makes any sense.
In the game, with most NPCs being kids, teens, or elders. Red doesn't have a father, and Blue
Tokyo would
beat
beat France? Yeah, let's be honest. Anyone would beat France.
War would explain the lack of adults in the game.
No, I'm not.
It's also been proposed that the network of underground tunnels in Kanto were bomb shelters or trenches, and the excessive number of gyms and Pokemon centers were remainders of the wartime. Ultimately, while the Kanto War is just a fan theory, canonically there was a war in Pokemon, which is an interesting concept that maybe Nintendo will expand on in a future game. The The concept
Bro, you know they have like the best civilization on the planet. If there is a war, there was one war. Really?
war
That's
will
it?
come up
We
in
have
the
like
Iceberg
50
again,
going
so
on any
make a
one
note of
time.
it. Ancient Mew. Ancient Mew is a limited edition card from the
Oh,
Pokemon
I have
trading
this card, I
game.
think.
The
I'm pretty
card
sure I have
is
this card.
multicolored and covered in strange runes and was handed out with a small insert telling the owner to go to a Pokemon trading card league near them to fill in the blanks and earn prizes. It was handed
Oh,
out
that's
during
so
the first
cool.
week of the theatrical release of The Power of One and
$2 to see a movie. Gee, God damn it, Joe Biden.
came standard with a movie ticket. The artist of the card is unknown and is one of the only 2 cards to be banned from the standard and unlimited trading card game since it's written in Runic and not English. Illegal Pokemon. Illegal Pokemon can refer to multiple different things. There's a list of Pokemon which are considered illegal in competitive battles, though predictably they're all legendary and mythical.
We need a
Pokemon.
Wolfie
There's
VGC
also a
cameo
list
in this
of
video
Pokemon
now.
cards which are banned in the trading card game, usually because of balancing issues, but sometimes for strange reasons like offensive artwork.
Offensive artwork like this Magmortar looks like a fleshlight. Also, this is a creeper Grimer, and she's naked. You're 12 years old, and oh, racist, right?
This
Yeah,
is
of
the
course.
case with the Jinx and Misty's Tears cards. Lastly, illegal Pokemon can also refer to hacked or glitched Pokemon, which players can be banned for if they're found to be trading or using them in online play. Gengar is Clefable's shadow. This
has always been a weird one to me. I mean, they kind of do look a little bit similar. Like, if the ears look the same, the hair, if you like rustle up the hair, it could look very similar. There's no wings on it. There's barely a tail. Clefable has much more of a tail. They have the same amount of, they have the same body type. I just think they went too creative on that. Like, their face looks completely different. I don't think there's much credence to this one.
seem crazy considering how starkly different these 2 Pokemon are, but when you look closer, the 2 have more in common than you might think. Both have extremely similar body shapes right down to their pointed ears and spiky/curly hair and tails respectively. Gengar is known as the
the
Shadow
tail
Pokemon,
is so
and its name
different,
is
though.
supposedly derived from the word doppelganger, so it's proposed that due to their physical similarities, Gengar is actually the ghostly shadow of a Clefable.
Oh,
Other
wait, that
theories
actually makes
propose that
sense.
Gengar is a dead Clefable or its evil clone.
I see that. Okay, I get that
this
now.
Theory's been around for
Yo,
a long
Hypno!
time, and even I remember being terrified of it as a kid. Known as the Hypnosis Pokemon, Hypno was a psychic type introduced in the first generation.
Do you guys know the Hypno Creepypasta song? This is creepy as dick.
Safe and happy.
There we go.
We'll be away from home. Now let us run. With Hypno, you'll have so much fun. Oh, little children, please don't cry. Hypno wouldn't hurt a fly. Before
Yeah, it is an absolute demon. I hate it so much. Anyway,
Its
Hypno here.
Pokedex entry reads, quote, "It carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident in which it took away a child it hypnotized. This leads
Yeah, it
fans to
did.
theorize that Hypno was
Stealer.
a child kidnapper and even a creep, if you catch my drift. The situation got worse when the
Oh,
Pokemon Center
no.
released a t-shirt design known as Sleeper 097, which depicted a humanoid Hypno leading 2
The
children
Pokemon
by the
Center
hand.
released
Since
this?
then, fans have spent countless hours making hyper-realistic
That's
grimdark
straight
Hypno
up child
images and even
snatching.
writing fanfic with the creepypasta Hypno's lullaby going viral with Pokemon. This was referenced as an Easter egg in Ultra Sun and Moon, with a school journal in the game reading, quote, "I stayed at school playing until really late and then a Hypno appeared. The new
Oh,
kid
no.
went home with the Hypno.
No.
Apparently the Hypno came to pick her up. The child
No,
in question is
don't
later
let the-
revealed to be a Zorua in disguise as a kid, but that doesn't change the fact that a Hypno was
Oh.
apparently waiting until after school hours to lure
Oh, that's
kids
so
away.
messed up.
Sorry to
Where are the
those who like
teachers, man?
Hypno,
Where are
but
the teachers?
it still creeps me out to this day. Coma
Oh, God
theory.
damn it.
Basically, every piece of kids media has some dark fan theory about how the characters were dead the whole time or in a coma. And the
Hey!
Ash's coma theory was
In a
basically
coma,
the blueprint for
hey!
this entire
It was
trope.
all a
If you
dream,
remember seeing
woo!
this piece
Yeah.
of artwork everywhere, you get a veterans discount. In the first episode of the anime,
The first time I heard of this theory, I genuinely got sad. I was like, "Oh my god, this is real, and it's so sad." And I teared up a little bit. This was long. It was many years ago. Many years ago.
Ash crashes his bike and is shocked by Pikachu,
It's dumb.
which
I
fans
think
argue
it's dumb
caused
now.
Ash to fall into a coma. The theory states that every episode and movie after this is just a figment of Ash's imagination. While the theory is fun, it's basically just a cheap, spooky story and far from the only coma.
That's so silly. I hate these "it was all a dream" type theories because it just invalidates the entire adventure. Like, what was the point in literally anything if it was just
Theory
all a
in
dream?
kids'
I hate
media.
that stuff.
Shinies before the internet. This entry simply
Ooh, this would be
refers to
cool.
the fact that kids who either didn't have access to the internet or who played the games before the internet was commonly available often have
So,
funny experiences
yeah.
with shinies. Many
I may
saw
have
the
done
strange
this.
colors of the Pokemon and turned the console off thinking it was a glitch, while others thought that the Pokemon was sick and ran away from the battle. Naturally, nowadays they cringe at the thought, but the game game never really explains what shinies are or how rare they are, so the reactions were understandable but pretty hilarious.
I think that's better, though. I think it's better if you have that kind of memory that you just don't know anything about them. I think it's preferable that way, right? Yeah, I may have killed my first ever shiny. Sue me! I didn't know, I was a child!
Hexmaniac Ghost. The
Hexmaniac Ghost
is found in Pokemon X and Y when entering the second floor of one of the office buildings in Lumio City. When the elevator opens,
it's really
the music will
random.
Stop,
like, all the lights are on,
flicker,
it's not
and
even
a
scary.
Hexmaniac character model will appear behind the player. She'll move towards the bottom of the screen with a frozen walking animation before stopping to say, "No, you're not the one," and exiting off screen. Fans have come up with plenty of theories. She's looking
I like to imagine that when I love that you're basically a side character in that little event. Like, oh, you're not the main character. You're not who I'm trying to kill. You're not the main character of the horror movie that I'm creating. I love that.
For a trainer with a certain ID number, she's an Easter egg that a developer slipped into the game without permission, and of course she's a vengeful deep web creepypasta spirit who's going to appear in your bedroom at 12 AM. Ooh.
Oh.
In a Kotaku article on
Sorry.
the topic, Patricia Hernandez noted that there's a special page dedicated to the Hexmaniac Ghost on the Japanese Pokemon website, and it drops some interesting clues. It includes a screenshot of another NPC in the game who can be found in a haunted house by Route 14 and will tell you a scary story. After telling you the story, he'll ask for a tip and tell you that if you refuse, you'll see something really scary. I've searched around and haven't been able to find
That dude is a straight up serial killer. You better pay up or you'll see something really scary, and the scary thing is your friend's decapitated.
any confirmation that tipping the NPC actually affects whether you see the ghost or not, so if any of you guys have tried this, definitely let me know down below. The Japanese
I actually have no idea if it does.
other connections to the NPC's story and the Hexmaniac Ghost, and though fans speculated that this was hinting at an upcoming event, no such event ever occurred. For now, the mystery of the Hexmaniac Ghost remains just that, a mystery.
X and Y is the generation of unfinished stories. We have the Hexmaniac, and then we just have the whole thing with Zygarde that just never got resolved. It's just Zygarde's here, I guess. Moving on to Gen 7, sorry.
In Pokemon Black
Poor
and
Gen
White,
6,
when
I feel really
challenged by a
bad for it.
swimmer, her dialogue will read, quote, "If I'm wearing a bikini, where do I put my Pokeballs? Tee
Hold on to them.
women's secret." Additionally, in Sun and Moon, one swimmer remarks, quote, "It's tough
Give me
catching
a hint.
Pokeballs from my bikini." These weirdly X-rated pieces of dialogue in an otherwise G-rated game answer a lot of questions about Pokeball storage that I didn't ask and didn't want to know. Buried Alive. Buried Alive is a popular creepypasta.
I didn't like
In the
this
story,
one.
the player finds a
When I
grotesque
first learned about
corpse
this, I was
model
very
within the game's
young.
files, which appears as the final boss at the top of the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. When
This is such a
encountered, the
cool
model is
little
called Buried
creepypasta,
Alive
though.
and has a Gengar, a Muck, and 2 white hands as Pokemon, and don't worry, we'll touch on white hands soon.
It's the
If
Master
the player wins,
Hands!
the game will freeze, but if the player loses, Buried Alive will make a comment about there finally being fresh meat before an image of the creature eating the player appears on screen. This is a pretty well-known creepypasta, and many people still believe that Buried Alive was an actual character model
I wish this was real and it just deleted your save if this happens to you.
found within the game. Though it's pretty impressive that it got so many people to genuinely fall for it, Buried Alive is nothing but a work of fiction. Mew 3. With
Damn,
Mew
I
and
wish,
Mewtwo
though.
being 2 of the most popular and beloved Pokemon in the entire series.
I don't believe that Mew 3 wasn't a thing at some point. I think at some point they were definitely planning on doing a Mew 3 of some kind and then scrapped it because they realized that all of the ideas that they had were cringe and were on the level of Sonic fanfiction.
It's natural that fans have theorized about the existence of Mew 3. Though there are plenty of fan designs out
Dude,
there
what
for
the hell is that,
hypothetical
Cooler?
legendary, there has actually been a canonical Mew 3 cameo
Jesus
in
Christ.
the comics. In the
Wait,
Pocket
what?
Monsters
What?
manga, Red's Clefairy transforms into Mew 3
Dude,
after its DNA
what
is
is
merged with
this?
Mew 2, creating
What
this
is
abomination.
this?
Red's
Come
Clefairy
on.
does eventually change back, but the trauma from witnessing this thing will last forever.
What?
Pokemon Black and Blue.
Like I
Pokemon
said,
Black
Sonic's
and Blue was a
fanfiction.
parody game created by the animal rights organization PETA as a way to protest Pokemon games. The highly controversial group, known for their shock marketing tactics, pushed the idea that Pokemon games encouraged animal abuse since the Pokemon are kept inside Pokeballs and forced to fight each other. In the short
The worst thing about this game is that the art is actually pretty good. Like, they clearly spent a long time making
Flash
this.
and Pikachu and a variety of other beaten down Pokemon team up and fight crazed humans who want to capture them. The game has been criticized as a lazy attempt to shock people and drum up controversy, as well as write off
Oh yeah, of course it's a lazy attempt to shock people. I mean, what they did was they went to the absolute most extreme they could possibly go to, which is what PETA does. They regularly post videos of like pigs getting slaughtered and blood gushing out everywhere and organs, which is maybe a very realistic thing that happens, but that kind of shock value only gets you so far. And then you realize that actually PETA is a pretty shitty organization because of several reasons. I think they put down a lot of animals that they really didn't need to.
Mindy's
but
Haunter. In Pokemon,
PETA really has no legs to stand on. Also, Mindy's Haunter. Fuck you, Mindy!
There's an NPC called Mindy who will offer to trade a Haunter for a Metacham. This is a pretty good deal since Haunter evolves through trading, so it's a great way to get a Gengar if you don't want to go through the hassle of online trading. However, when the trade is complete, Mindy will comment, quote,
Mindy
did my Haunter
sucks!
turn into something else? Just kidding.
Nope.
I made it hold something that prevents it from evolving.
Dude, someone programmed that. I want to see the programmer. I just want to meet them, dude. I just want to say hi. What's going on? How you doing?
Prevents Pokemon from evolving. This infamously unfair trade has united Pokemon fans in their fiery hatred
The actual
for Mindy,
villain? Yes.
Fuck Mindy gaining
18,000 members of Fuck
over
Mindy.
18,000 followers. The subreddit
Yo, there's people out there called Mindy that are very upset about
is
this.
pure gold with posts like, who is the most annoying NPC in all of gaming? I think
Mindy.
we all know. Gengar
Yeah.
is my favorite Pokemon, so a big fuck you, Mindy. I found a
Yeah,
redeemable
exactly.
quality
That's what
Mindy
I'm
has.
saying.
Just kidding. Fuck Mindy. Peekaboo.
Hey.
Before the release of Pokemon Gold
So
and
true.
Silver in 1999, several promotional
Peekaboo,
shorts,
what?
screenshots, and pieces of artwork were released featuring the water and now
Topaggy,
fairy-type
Peekaboo,
Meryl.
and
Since Western audiences got a lot of these images and videos from Japanese websites and blogs, or just completely out of context, they didn't know the Pokemon was called Meryl. They instead dubbed it Peekaboo, as fans thought that the Pokemon was an evolution or pre-evolution of Pikachu, though this was quickly disproved when the Pokemon's English name was revealed. White Hand.
Marill,
White Hand
it's
is
a
Pokemon
Marill.
creepypasta, which is basically just buried alive but with a dismembered hand instead of a zombie guy. The legend goes that
Whoa.
a sprite called White Hand.
Oh, ew, that's so gross. It's like all of the flesh has come away and there's only bone left and then it's falling off.
Pokemon Red and Blue,
It's not even that way. It looks more like blue than white, to be honest.
In the Pokemon Tower of Lavender Town. The hand has 4 animations, an introduction, an idle, and 2 attack animations called Fist and Brutal. While Fist is a standard attack animation,
Fist! Hey, listen, I don't want to go anywhere near this hand, okay? If one of its attack is fist.
Brutal is strange,
It's
with
not
the
even
hand
punch.
opening before the image cuts out and the hand returns to normal a few frames later. Unfortunately, these gruesome details were the creepypasta's undoing, as Pokemon Red and Blue didn't actually have battle animations at all. It would
Dude, they literally put more effort into their creepypasta than the Game Freak put into the
years
game.
before Pokemon games were advanced enough to display the kind of animations detailed in the White Hand legend, so consider this myth busted. Banned episodes.
Busted,
There are
baby.
actually
Bad episodes. James with boobs. Gun. Porygon.
quite a few episodes from the anime that have been banned for various reasons. Electric Soldier Porygon is the most obvious example, being banned after airing only one time in Japan, but there are plenty of other examples. A huge number of episodes were banned in South
Oh, there's a
Korea for
lot.
containing
Ooh,
overt
hey,
references
it's
to
actually a
Japanese
few.
culture, which
Whoa.
seems kind of
Wow.
inevitable when it's a Japanese series. Beauty and the
Okay.
Beast was banned because James wore an inflatable bodysuit that gave him breasts,
Booba!
as well as
Oh
featuring a
my
gross
God.
old man
Chat,
creeping
stop
on Misty.
it! Stop
Episode
it,
35
chat!
was
What are you
banned
d-
for heavily featuring
Chat!
guns, including scenes where
Stop
the Safari's
it!
own Warden Kaiser aims a gun at Ash's head and shoots one at Team Rocket. Holiday
Dude, Jesus Christ, there's 4 guns aiming at a 10-year-old child. What is this, the American
Jinx
police
was
force?
banned because it prominently featured Jinx, a highly controversial Pokemon that was criticized for resembling a racist stereotype. And Tentacool and Tentacruel was banned shortly
Wait,
after
what?
the September 11 attacks, as it featured scenes of Tentacruel destroying a city and the skyscrapers in it, though it later began to
This episode was banned? I remember watching this episode when I was a child. When did it come? It came back,
on
right?
Cartoon Network. Marvelous
Oh,
Bridge
God, I
Ghost.
knew it.
On the Marvelous
I
Bridge
literally
in
watched
Pokemon
this.
Black and White, you can occasionally see the sprite of a young girl who would disappear when you walk towards her. An older lady nearby will reveal that the young girl
she
used
jump?
to play around the area with her Abra before the bridge was built. Pokemon Black and White 2 expands on the story as the
But
ghost
no,
can
it's
be
fine,
found in
'cause-
the strange house and will say
It's fine because she just teleported because Abernos
a
teleported.
quote, an everlasting dark dream, an endless dream
Oh.
of darkness. Dad,
Oh.
Mom, Abra, where are you? Eventually
Can't
the
teleport
ghost
away
gives
from
you
this
the
one.
Lunar Wing and asks you to return it to the legendary Pokemon Cresselia. It's theorized
Okay.
that the girl was killed by Darkrai, who was mentioned in a
Killed?
book within the strange house as driving
No,
people
Darkrai's a
away
nice
with
guy. You
terrible
wouldn't do
nightmares,
that.
which matches up with the girl's dialogue about an everlasting dark dream. In
Oh, that's
contrast,
nasty.
Cresselia is described as having wings that shine like the crescent moon and keep nightmares away. It's
Well, that's clearly bullshit because Cresselia doesn't even have
that
wings.
Unfortunately, the girl never got the lunar wing to Cresselia in time and was instead trapped inside a never-ending dream by Darkrai.
That's That's messed up of Cresselia to just let the kid die because it's like, oh, it didn't give me my fucking wing. Guess you're gonna have to die. It's your fault. Should have figured it out.
This simply refers to the fossil Pokemon from Sword and Shield, which are canonically abominations and crimes against nature. Unlike other fossils in the series, which come in one piece, there are 4 sets of fossils in Galar that you have to fuse together to
I actually love that they did this. I thought these were great. I thought these were so good.
Draco Shield entry reads, its mighty legs are capable of running at speeds exceeding 40 miles per hour, but this Pokemon can't breathe unless it's underwater. Arctovish's entry casually mentions the fact that it can't eat prey because its mouth is on the top of its head, and when the head of the ridiculous Dracozolt is put on the ice-type body of Arctozolt, the top half takes on a sniffling, frozen appearance, and the Pokédex mentions that the poor thing is constantly shivering.
Cold.
Basically, these things are in
the poor
constant pain, and you're a
baby.
monster for creating them. Also, the
Yeah, that's we've created Frankenstein where we really shouldn't
fossil
have.
scientist who fuses the Pokemon is literally called Careless. Drifloon
Oh,
kidnaps Kit.
okay, careless. Okay, I got you.
While Drifloon may look like an adorable balloon, the Pokemon has a dark side. Its Sun Pokédex entry reads, quote, stories go that it grabs the hands of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children. Other
More
decks
child
mention
stealers,
Drifloon's
really?
affinity for children
What a
and that
shocker.
children
There's
who
so many
come with it
child stealers in
sometimes
this
go
game.
missing. This was further elaborated on in
How has the
Legends
protagonist
Arceus,
never
where
been
one
stolen if
quest
it's
tasked
10
the
years
player
old?
with helping a young boy who was being held hostage by a Drifloon. GS Ball. In Pokemon Crystal, the GS Ball, also known as the Gold Silver Ball, is a pretty simple item. It's given to the player as
The
part
gummy
of the
slummy
story
ball.
and can be used to spawn the mythical Pokemon Celebi. However, the GS Ball is far more mysterious in the anime. It was first introduced in the 81st
Did they
episode
ever
of the
conclude
Pokemon
that
anime at the
storyline?
start of
They
the
didn't,
Orange
did they?
Islands arc as an item of great importance, with
So
characters
annoying.
placing a lot of emphasis on the ball's unique and mysterious design. The writers had set up the GS Ball as the super exciting mystery that would be revealed in the climax of the arc, and
then they
the
just
ball was
dropped
left
it.
with curtain never spoken about again.
Yeah, they
Well, the
just don't
mystery
talk
of the
about. Dude, that's the most annoying thing about the anime. They're building up this GS ball for the longest time. Then it's like, oh, I guess we'll just leave it with Kurt.
GS Ball has persisted
Oh, no.
within the fandom. There is a simple explanation. The writers of the show planned to have Celebi come out of the GS Ball and join Ash's team, but they decided instead to save Celebi for the movie Pokemon Forever. Halfway through
Well, you could have had something else happen. My God, make like an actual person come out of it. Be like, oh, can you put people in
the
Pokeballs?
series,
That'd be
they tried to
sick. You should have done
quickly write
that.
out the ball that they'd been hyping up in hopes that fans would simply forget about it. But
Oh
they
my
never
God, that's so
forgot.
annoying.
Gary's Raticate.
I'll never
In
forget.
Pokemon
Gary's
Red and
Raticate,
Blue,
we
you
killed
face
it.
off in a Pokemon battle against your rival
You
Gary
killed
on the
this
SS,
Raticate, chat.
and
How do
his
you
team
feel?
consists of his starter Pokemon, a Pidgeotto, a Kadabra, and a Raticate. However, next time you encounter him in the Pokemon Tower in
Say
Lavender
sorry
Town,
to
he's
Gary
standing
right
among
now.
the graves and ask the player if they know what it's like to have a Pokemon die. In the battle,
God, what
Gary's
is this?
Raticate is nowhere to be seen, leading fans to theorize that the player killed
We
Gary's
killed it,
Raticate on
Pog.
the SS Anne, and he's burying it in the tower when the player meets him. While this was a super popular edgy theory back in the day, it's pretty much been debunked. As far as I can tell, Gary never
Really?
actually asked the player about dead Pokemon, with his dialogue instead reading, "What are you doing here? Your Pokemon doesn't look dead. I can at least make
Yeah.
them faint. Let's go, pal." This seems more
But the implication there is that you should only be there if your Pokemon are dead, which is why he's there, because his Pokemon are dead.
like competitive banter than a child mourning the loss of his beloved Pokemon. It's also worth noting
Because
that
he's supposed to put on a brave front because he is the dickhead. He is the one that doesn't show weakness. It's very common in anime for a male character to not show weakness, to never cry, and to never show that they're sad. So when he comes around, you're like, oh, you're my rival. I don't show weakness to you. I can't show that I'm sad about my Raticate dying,
Gary
right?
states on the SSN that he caught over 30 Pokemon, so it's likely that he simply switched his Raticate out for something else at the PC.
No, I
He
still
also
think he's
states
dead.
that he
He's still
came
dead.
to Lavender Town to catch Marowak, which explains why he's there in the first place. Thankfully, Gary's poor, useless Raticate will live to see another day. Space
No,
World
I think it's
demo.
dead.
This
I'm sure it's
entry
dead.
refers to an early pre-release version of Pokemon Gold and Silver, which was shown off at the Nintendo Space World video game trade show in 1997. The demos were actually lost media for a really long time, existing only in the form of scattered images and the recollection of those attending Space World. However,
Dude, it was so cool when this actually came out in I think it was 2018 or something like that. There was a massive game and they rebuilt the whole Space World demo. It was so cool.
out of the blue, they were anonymously uploaded to the internet in 2018. This was a huge find as the demo contained multiple better areas.
Look
and
at all of
minigames,
them.
as
This
well
is
as
so
100
awesome. I love
never-before
this.
seen Pokemon sprites.
I love
some
the
were
old
completely
artillery.
unused or altered.
Look at these. Oh my god, the old Steelix looks exactly the same. Old Porygon 2 looks insane. The old Beast look terrible though. They look so bad.
The fire and water type starters were completely new, and adorable Pokemon like
The Meganium was the only one that they had locked and cocked, which is crazy because it's literally the worst design.
And please excuse my pronunciation, Kotora, Porygon2, Erebibi, and Animon were widely praised and memed on by fans for the hilarious and cute designs. Personally, I'm sad that this guy never fully made it into the game. I love Fish, so a Gulpon or Dragonfish type Pokemon would have been awesome. I highly recommend checking out the Space World demo Pokemon yourself. All of the art is great and it's fun looking at all of the similarities.
Look at that, you have like a cloister there, you have like some kind of like Ditto creature, you have like Hoppip, you have Girafarig having two sides. It looks so cool, I love it.
Between
it's
the
awesome.
demo Pokédex and the final product.
Umbreon even looks like a poison type.
Lapras. This entry refers to a heartwarming Reddit post that has circulated around the internet for a number of years. The
this post is awesome.
Lapras reads, quote, "People have driven Lapras
You're gonna cry from happiness after this.
Extinction. In the evenings, this Pokemon is said to sing plaintively as it seeks what few others of its kind still remain." In reference to this entry, Reddit user Diego D. Alvarado wrote, quote, "As a kid, I spent hours breeding Lapras and releasing them because the Pokédex said they were almost extinct. This is equal parts adorable and heartbreaking, but it turns out that this Reddit user's efforts may have paid off. Many years later, upon the release of Sun and Moon, Lapras's Pokédex entry read, quote, "They've been so cherished that there's now an overabundance. Wally's death. Wally is a rival character from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and is described
I didn't mean for Wally's death, okay? I meant for the Lapras, I didn't mean for Wally's death, alright, I'm sorry.
A sickly young boy. His illness is talked about often.
Actually, yeah, fuck Wally, I don't care.
And he's shown coughing a lot, which has led players to believe that Wally's final battle with the player actually represents the character's death. When encountering the character at the end of Victory Road, he's surrounded by red flowers, which Reddit user Mercurial Mithras pointed out were eerily similar to red spider lilies. A legend about
see what that has to do with
symbolism reads, quote, "Some legends have it that when you see someone you may never meet again, these flowers, also called red spider lilies, would bloom along the path. Perhaps because
that's just because we don't battle them again in the rest of the game.
Often use these flowers in funerals.
Funerals, right. Yeah, the funeral of your friendship because he leaves and goes somewhere else. He goes away to a farm to live out the rest of his days happily. Smile?
I interpreted this literally as Wally succumbing to his illness, but since he can be battled in the post-game and appears alive and well, this has
okay, see, he's alive and well. He's totally fine. It's okay.
Debunked.
It's
Others
alright.
have interpreted the flowers more metaphorically.
Okay, you battle him afterward.
The death of the old Wally as he transforms into a more powerful trainer and eventually recovers from his illness. Coronet Highlands.
Right, yeah, that's much better actually. Yeah, I like that. Coronet Highlands Graveyard.
This entry is pretty simple.
Ooh, Legends Arceus.
Legends Arceus, there's a graveyard in the Coronet Highlands where you can find ghost Pokemon lurking around at night. Nothing too special about this, I just honestly thought it was pretty cool. Climate change.
Oh, it's okay, sure, okay.
Various regions in the Pokemon universe have begun to exhibit noticeable signs of climate change and pollution.
Just like the real world, interesting.
Shield Galarian Weezing represents the pollution emitted from factories and cities, and Corsola, a water rock type, has become a ghost type in its Galarian form as it represents coral bleaching due to global warming. N is
I hate that. It is not Zoroark, what?
That N, a fan favorite character who
can
features
speak language
in Pokemon Black and White, is actually a Zoroark. Zoroark has the ability to create powerful illusions, and it's been shown in both the anime and the games that Zoroark can speak through its human illusions. With this,
remember that these theories only get more disturbing and weird as time goes on, and we have an entire other video after this to get even weirder.
There's actually a fair amount of evidence that points towards N being the illusion of a Zoroark. Firstly, N was an orphan who was supposedly raised in the forest by Pokemon. There are only two forests in Unova.
Yeah, you can find things in the forest. You ever seen the Jungle Book?
Forest, the latter of which is where you find a Zoroark who is pretending to be a human trader. He also has the ability to communicate with Pokemon, which makes sense if he is one himself, and we can find an item that is covered in Pokemon scratch marks in N's chamber. In Driftveil City, when using the memory link on a Zoroark to look into its memories, the player can watch a scene where two Team Plasma grunts are talking before it's revealed that N was hiding behind a wall and eavesdropping, which begs the question, how could this be a memory of Zoroark's if Zoroark itself was never in the scene? Unless, of course,
because the trainers and the Pokemon are so well connected that they share each other's memories.
And N are one and the same.
That's how.
In another scene, the player follows a Zoroark through N's castle before losing track of it and finding only N at the end of the pursuit. N doesn't use Pokeballs, so it seems odd that the Zoroark
is N's Pokemon.
Suddenly, so many believe that Zoroark transformed into N to meet the player. N
does use Pokeballs. He literally throws the Pokemon out in Pokeballs, right?
Similar to that of a Zoroark's, N sideways is Z, and Getsus refers to N as not having a human heart. Personally, I don't think that N was intended to be a Zoroark, but rather a human that was heavily shaped by the Zoroark that raised him in the wild as a child. However, it's still my #1 favorite theory in the whole series because N being a Zoroark would be really cool.
And does use Pokeballs. Proof he's throwing a Pokeball. See? He does.
Mimikyu is a ghost fairy type Pokemon introduced in Generation 7. Its Pokédex entries from Sun and Ultramoon respectively read, quote, its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from the shock. A gust of
Yo,
wind
me
revealed
when I
what
look at
hides
myself in
under
the
this
morning in the
Pokemon's
mirror.
rag to a
Haha.
personal trainer who went home and died painfully that very night.
Yo,
In the
me when I
anime,
go
Meowth
home and
sees
die
Mimikyu's
painfully every
true
night.
form is
Haha.
knocked
Wait.
out before waking up in a terrifying dark hallway that he appears to be dreaming or hallucinating. Though Meowth thankfully
okay,
survived,
buddy?
the episode raised
good?
more questions than answers about what's under Mimikyu's cloth and why it's so deadly. Latiaziken.
Is it okay?
This entry refers to an
Latiaziken?
early piece of concept art
I love this early concept art. It's awesome. This is
which
great.
depicts a trainer riding upon a Pokemon that looks to be a mishmash of the Generation 3 Fire-type starter Blaziken and a Psychic Dragon-type legendary
I wish they made this a real
Latias.
thing.
This Pokemon's
They make a
design
fusion
incorporates
game and they
elements
put this
of both
one in,
and was
right?
later
Yeah?
split into two separate Pokemon for unknown reasons. Moss
Also, I really love that character design.
Deep Rocket Counter. Moss Deep
Counter?
Space Station was a location in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. A scientist at the space station would comment to the player how many successful launches they'd had, with the number changing over time. Rumors
Wait, what? It changes? I didn't know that it changed. What?
spread that this was a counter of some kind, and if the scientist reached a certain number, the players would be able to ride the rocket to face Deoxys or Jirachi.
Yeah, you know what number it has to get to. Good old 52. Good old 52. Yep, that's the one. 52. That's the number.
However, this
52.
counter simply
no
tracked
other
how
number.
many
Nope.
weeks the player had been playing for, with 1 week
No,
equaling
chat,
one
stop
successful
typing!
rocket launch on the counter.
Can't take you
Kabutops
anywhere,
and
chat.
Genesect.
Can't take you anywhere.
This entry refers to the theory that the Pokemon Kabutops and Genesect are actually related to one another. Not only do they have an almost identical body type with bladed arms, a broad flat head, and similar body
They
shape.
don't. The Kabutops doesn't have this little insectoid abdomen right there. And it has sides instead of whatever this is. And it doesn't have a massive backpack on.
Especially in regards to the chest markings, but their Pokédex entries seem to link them. Kabutops pre-evolution Kabuto has an entry that reads, it is thought to have inhabited beaches 300 million years ago. It is protected by a stiff shell.
Cock. Oh, shell.
Genesect's
Sorry.
entry reads, this Pokemon existed 300 million years ago. Team
Okay.
Plasma altered it and attached a cannon to its back. The
300 million years ago? That's a wide range of age. You know what else existed 300 million years ago? Fucking lots of things. Lots of things could have existed. It doesn't have to be the same Pokemon. Maybe it was a Pokemon that existed at the same time as that. Also, where did they get this Mon from? How did they just exist 300 million years ago and then just pick it up? I think that's
similarity
an
between the
unreliable narrator in the Pokedex there.
appearances combined with the extremely specific 300 million year date has led players to believe that Genesect is a Kabutops that has been mechanically altered by Team Plasma. Bad egg.
Why does
Bad
it have a
eggs are
mouth with
glitched
teeth
eggs
then?
that can appear in Pokemon games as a result of cheating or hacking and exhibit
I've had
strange
bad eggs.
behavior.
You've had bad eggs, type 1 in the
rarely
chat
hatch and
now.
Can't be released, though if forced to hatch through hacking, a question mark will come out and the game will freeze. The egg can also hold items, somehow. There are ways to remove bad eggs from
Well, it
your
can hold
party, but
items?
for the most
Why
part
is
they
it
are a pain to
fainted?
get rid of and not really worth having in the first place. Trans character
Dude, bad
censored.
eggs
In
suck.
Pokemon X
Trans
and
character censored? Oh, they better not
Y,
have.
there's
Gonna be
a
upset
trainer
with you,
called
Game Freak.
Nova that can be fought in the battle.
I used to be a
zone.
localization
I
team.
was a Karate King just half a year ago. The power of medical science is awesome, wouldn't you say? The Karate King is a strictly male trainer type, with the female equivalent being called a battle girl. This, alongside her comment about the power of medical science, proves that Beauty Nova is a trans woman. However, in
That's
the
awesome.
English
I'm glad they
version
put
of
that in
X and
there.
Y, Nova's dialogue reads, quote, yes, a mere half a year ago I was a black belt. Quite the transformation, wouldn't you say?
Okay, I don't think they're censoring it because, yeah, I was gonna say, they literally have the same name for the character class. So it is the same exact, it's the same exact idea. Is that she was a black belt and now she is not a black belt
Once again,
anymore.
in the
Also, just to be very clear, trans rights 100% all the way. Trans people are people and deserve as much respect as literally anybody else in the world. Apparently, that is a weird thing that people don't agree with. So absolutely, if you are trans, then you are valid, and I appreciate you, and I hope that you are doing okay, despite the fact that people are getting fucking hog wild. It's getting a little bit more, a little weird recently. Gonna be honest, it's getting a little weird recently.
This class are called black
How
belts or females
strange that people are getting against trans people because they're just trying to make up something to be angry at. Anyway,
battle girls. It seems that for unknown reasons, the English version
distract
has
from the real
somewhat
problems.
censored or at least made it a little bit less clear that Nova is trans, which is disappointing. Pokemon Pink.
I think it's still pretty clear. It's not as like in your face as it was, but it is still clear because all of the black belt character types are all male, so you still get the same general idea. It just doesn't have the male-centric indication of king, which is the only difference there. It's not as in your face, but it's still there. It's not really censored, I think.
In early 2020, source code
It's
from
just
the
the way
game
that things
Pokémon
ended up
Yellow
being.
was leaked, and data miners found evidence that suggests Nintendo was working on a sister game for Pokémon Yellow called Pokémon Pink. Information is scarce, but it's been speculated that Pokémon Pink would have been Nintendo's attempt to appeal to a female audience with the female trainer and a Clefairy as the box Pokémon. However, this is all just speculation. Glitch
They should have gone for it.
Glitch City is a glitched area, obviously, which is accessible by entering, saving, and
No. Glitch City is a fellow PokeTuber who makes amazing music and also a good friend of mine, I'll have you know. Go and listen to her music.
and resetting, and then leaving the Safari Zone in Generation 1. It's a little more complicated than that, but the general gist is that when you leave the Safari Zone, step counter will still be running, and wherever you are on the map, when you reach 500 steps, will become an accessible glitched area. Glitch City is essentially just a corrupted version of various areas in the game.
Dude, the city sucks. There's no infrastructure. There's no restaurants. There's no one here. There's no people here.
Access, and it's just another example of red, blue, and yellow being a bit of a mess when it comes to
The entire
code.
town is
Bill's
blown to
garden.
shreds.
In
That place
Pokemon Red and
sucks.
Blue, there's
What?
a garden behind the scientist Bill's house that looks suspiciously like a path that might lead somewhere. Rumors began
Really?
to spread that if players could somehow get to the other side of the house and follow the path, they'd be able to access Bill's garden, which contained legendaries and all of the starter Pokemon for players to catch. However,
Oh,
when
that's
players
such a
hacked
cool
into the game
theory.
to
Of
access
course,
the
it doesn't
area,
go
they
anywhere.
found nothing. Fear-stricken
Yeah, there's
Xatu.
nothing there.
This entry refers to Xatu's Pokédex entry, which reads, quote, Xatu stands rooted and still in one spot all day long. People believe that this Pokemon does so out of fear of the terrible things that it has foreseen in the future.
Jesus Christ, Xatu has PTSD from things that haven't even happened yet. He doesn't have post-traumatic distress disorder. He has pre-traumatic stress disorder because the things that he's traumatized about haven't even occurred yet.
Interestingly, Xatu isn't the only Pokemon who suffers as a
Aw,
result
Nasu's
of
so
their
cute.
ability to see the future. Gothitel's
Aw.
Pokédex entry reads, quote, It can see the future from the movement of the stars. When
That's
it
cool.
learns its trainer's lifespan, it cries in sadness.
Oh no! What if they learn their trainer's lifespan? It's like 15 minutes. In about 15 minutes, you're gonna get hit by a
If
car.
humans are Pokemon. This entry refers to the numerous Pokédex entries found throughout the games that refer to human souls or dead humans becoming Pokemon. Here are a few examples. After a woman met her end on a snowy mountain, her regrets lingered
Xatu
on.
foresaw
From them, this
stan
Pokemon
culture.
was born. Its favorite food is frozen souls. Each of them carries a mark that
Delicious! Souls with a little bit of salt and pepper on
its
it.
face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry.
Oh god, I would cry if I looked like that when I was human too. I mean, like, I know I'm not the most handsome person in the world. I'm not exactly a massive looker, but Jesus Christ, if I looked like this, are you kidding me? I'd be sobbing as well.
One morning, a boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed transformed into a Kadabra.
No, they call that puberty. That's why you got a massive
These
mustache
Pokemon
and also
are
a tail.
stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest.
Dude, kids
Their
are in
cries sound like
danger
eerie
constantly.
screams. So yeah,
My
next
God.
time you assemble your team of adorable critters, know that some of them might be the tortured souls of dead humans waiting to take revenge on you. Raikou.
that's fine.
Raikou is an early
Ryo-
piece of concept
what?
art for the Generation 2 Gold and Silver games, which
I've
depicts a
never
Pokemon
seen
who
this.
resembles both Raikou and Suicune.
I've
The
never seen this
Pokemon
before,
has the
ever.
color palette and body
What?
type of Suicune, but also has an electrical motif and
That's not
star-like
concept
markings
art,
like
right? Is
Raikou.
it?
For unknown reasons, the design was split in half in order to create two separate Pokemon. Indian elephant / Levinton theory. As strange
No,
as it
okay.
sounds, Indian elephants have actually been a meme in the Pokemon community for a long time. In
Specifically
Raikou's fiery
Indian.
Pokédex entry, it claims that the Mon can topple an Indian
Not
elephant
African,
with its
Indian.
electricity. The apparent confirmation of both Indian and Indian
Indian elephant version! Yes! Your boy or an Indian elephant?
elephants in the otherwise
What?
fantastical Pokemon universe was amusing and quickly became a joke. However,
Okay, I can get behind the idea that all Raichu are
with
gay.
the recent release of Legends Arceus, it appears
Hashtag
that
pride.
this factoid has been retconned.
Raichu
as
are gay. I
Raichu's
love that.
entry now reads, quote, It can
I love
discharge
that for
bursts
them.
of electricity exceeding 100,000 volts. A single strike with that amount of power could incapacitate one of the Copperaja of my homeland. While some
So
believe that this
Laventon
a
is
reference
from
to
India,
Galar,
right?
the region that Copperaja
That's cool.
is from, the Pokemon's Dex entry actually suggests that it came to Galar from another region. This seems to imply that Professor Laventon is from a never-before-seen region which may be similar to India, and this may actually be a hint towards a future game.
That's really cool. If he's from India, that's awesome.
is painful.
Mega Evolution is
Mega Evolution
painful?
was introduced as a mechanic in the 6th
Painfully
generation
sick and
allows
epic.
Pokemon to
Hey!
temporarily transform into powered-up Mega forms. While these forms are extremely cool, a lot of the Pokédex entries of Mega Evolution seem to imply that this transformation is physically and even psychologically painful. Mega Evolution places a burden
No,
on its
it's not.
body. The stress causes it to become all the more ferocious. When it Mega evolves, it becomes more vicious than ever before. Some say that's because its excessive power is causing it pain. Due to the colossal
looks pretty
power
uncomfortable.
poured into it, this Pokemon's back split right open. Its destructive instincts
Oh,
are the
that's what it is? Its back splitting open, which is why they jut out like that. I didn't realize. I thought it was just horns that it developed. It's actually its back that's exploded and has like come apart. Oh my god. That's awful.
Moving. Bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, the gemstone on its chest expands, rips through its skin, and falls out. These are just a few examples, and you'll find disturbing details in most Mega Evolution entries detailing the Pokemon's painful transformation.
At least Gardevoir just has to put on a bigger dress. My god.
Blinding rage and loss of control. So yeah, mate.
And then you have Mega Kangaskhan that just like takes its child and puts it on the floor and is like, yeah, it's a Mega Evolution now.
Think twice before using Mega Garchomp next time. Or don't, because let's admit it, that guy is super cool. Psychic type weaknesses. Psychic type Pokemon are weak against Bug, Ghost, and Dark types, which represent 3 common phobias: bugs and insects, ghosts, and being in the dark. Psychic is also strong against fighting types as a nod to the saying, brains over brawn. And
smart.
For today. Once
Literally.
again, I really do apologize.
And now we go on to the second episode. It's just gonna get weirder from here. Here we go. Keep it going.
Hills. In the Pocket
Silent
Monsters
Hills?
demo shown off at Space World, a prototype of the starting location, New Barktown, could be seen. However, in the demo, the town was actually called Silent Hills, a familiar name to anyone who's ever been disappointed by the cancellation of a demo game. I'm sorry, I refuse to get over it. Anyway,
Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't realize that the town looked like that. Look at that. It's interesting. You have a Pokemon Center in the first town, which you don't usually have. Then you have 2 houses, which I guess represent the rival's house and et cetera, et cetera. That's really nice.
Ever been disappointed by the cancellation of a demo game. I'm sorry, I refuse to get over it. Anyway, Silent
Oh,
Hill
PT! I remember when PT came out. PT was awesome, and then they just destroyed it.
Around 8 months prior to the Japanese release of Gold and Silver, which is likely why they decided to rename the town as to not be associated with the horror franchise. Time travel implications. In Nintendo's first open-world Pokemon game, Legends Arceus, the player is sent back in time to historic Hisui in order to finish the Pokédex. In the game, space-time distortions pop up and spawn.
What a crazy reason to go back in time. Usually when you go back in time, it's like, we gotta save people's lives, we have to save the world, etc., etc. Motherfucker gets sent back in time to go and finish a book.
Pokemon from the future into the
Go
game,
and write the
including
book, please.
Porygon. This is extremely concerning as Porygon is a digital Pokemon created using computer code and evolved using computer disks. This means that if the player catches
Oh, I love her style here. This is awesome. The makeup is awesome. Like, the shirt is great. I'm sorry, this is all fantastic. I love this.
Computer code and hardware have now been brought into the past before the computer itself was even invented. Another strange effect of the space-time distortions are Rotom's various forms. Rotom is able to possess electronic appliances and change form, but back in the days of Hisui, washing machines, fans, and fridges didn't really exist. Bizarrely, these forms are still accessible in the game as a merchant called Ginta will sell the modern appliances to you at a high price, though they have different names such as mechanical cabinet for the fridge and mechanical circuit.
I didn't know this when I was playing the game. They said like, oh, we have a mechanical whatever, circular mechanical thing. I was like, well, that sounds pointless. What do I want that for? What am I gonna do with the mechanical circular bullshit, whatever? I didn't realize it was the Rotom evolution things, the form changing things. I'm an idiot. I'm the dumbest person.
This brings into question the ramifications of electronic technology being brought into the past hundreds of years before they're meant to be invented.
Bro, there's literally a microwave there, which, I mean, doesn't matter because what are you gonna do? Plug it in? What are you gonna plug it in exactly?
An executor is a dragon. Many fans were puzzled at the release.
It's a dragon fruit, actually.
Of a Alolan executor, not only because of its bizarre and frankly goofy appearance, but because of its grass and dragon typing. You can say a lot of things about this guy, but you can't say that he looks like a dragon.
Applin's a freaking dragon as well.
A pretty intriguing reason why Alolan executor is a dragon type. It's been speculated that the tall and oafish tree was based on the Dracana tree, also known as the dragon tree. So basically, because of
Wait, is it not dragon fruit? Was that wrong?
Is canonically a dragon. Kadabra
I'm an idiot. I'm so dumb. I'm an actual idiot.
Merchandise and trading cards over the years. Here's why. Famous illusionist Yuri Geller filed a controversial lawsuit against Nintendo in 1999 after alleging that they stole his name and signature image and turned him into, quote, an evil occult Pokemon character in reference to the Pokemon Kadabra. Well,
Come on, man, it's cool. If I was a Pokemon, I'd be like, dude, this is epic.
These allegations may sound ridiculous. When you take a closer look, there's no doubt that the Pokemon is an intentional parody of the Illusionist. Its signature item is a spoon, a nod to Geller's trademark spoon-bending tricks, and its Japanese name is Young Geller, an obvious parody of his name. Because of the lawsuit, Kadabra was banned from the Pokemon trading card game and never featured
That's so
prominently in
dumb, I hate
merchandise,
this.
leading fans to send Geller hate mail regularly. However, the
Okay, he doesn't deserve hate mail. What's wrong with you? Wait a minute! Does he have .eth in his Twitter? Oh my god, he's a crypto bro. No! He's a crypto bro! Come on, dude! Okay, never mind.
Somewhat happy
I take it back.
In late 2020, after 20
I still don't think
years
anyone
of
deserves hate mail, but like, you're really pushing it at that point.
Apology to fans and gave Nintendo permission to print Kadabra cards once again. I'm going to go for help. In Pokemon,
God, I can't believe that. I was really sad when that happened too, because Kadabra is actually one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I used to always solo Pokemon Blue with just Kadabra. I absolutely loved it because it was really overpowered and it was a cool Pokemon. I never evolved it into Alakazam. I just had Kadabra. So not being able to get any kind of Pokemon cards or anything related to Kadabra for the longest time really freaking broke my heart, man.
on X and Y, a strange message is written on the back of the Lumio Station time board. I'm going to
It says trains are cancelled and also cringe.
go for help. Wait in the usual place. Nearby,
The
a young
usual
boy can be
place.
found saying it should be
The
someplace
strip
right
club.
around here, right? Well, this is indeed very creepy and remains unsolved to this day. There's a very simple and probable explanation. Pokemon is well known for teasing events or future game features and never following up on them, so many have theorized that this was either going to be turned into an event or developed further in Pokemon Z, which was rumored to have been scrapped early in development due to poor
Oh, Sag, everybody. No Pokemon Z allowed. No Pokemon Zers out here today. So sad. We'll never get that bad boy. Poor little Zygot is gonna sit there and just be sad forever.
sales. Shedinja. Shedinja is an interesting Pokemon for multiple reasons. Firstly, it's the only Pokemon to actively die while you raise it. If you raise a Nincada to
Sorry,
level
that's
20,
not funny. That's why I laugh at that. It's not fun. Death isn't fun. Well, death can be
it
funny,
will
actually.
evolve into Ninjask, but if you have a spare slot in your party, Shedinja will also be added. This is because Shedinja is the ghostly shell of Nincada with a ghost type and adorable tiny halo to boot. As far as I'm aware, Nincada
He has a halo. He's an angel. You could be my halo.
the only Pokemon
Wait,
to give you a 2
that's
for
not
the
how that
price
goes,
of
right?
1 evolution. However, there's a scary side to Shedinja that extends beyond it being the reanimated corpse of your beloved Pokemon. Its deck
Is it the steal your soul thing?
entry
Yep.
from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl reads, quote, a discarded bug shell that came to life. Peering into the crack on its back is said to steal one's spirit. Now
Go, Shedinja! It's time to fight! There you go. That's how you use Shedinja.
that's far from the creepiest dex entry out there, but the problem with this is, if it's in your party, you're staring straight into its back the whole time you're battling with it.
It's fine, I'm
yeah,
immune to this.
you might
I'm
feel
literally,
like
I have ginger hair. I'm literally immune to this.
soul if you play Pokemon with Shedinja in your party.
It's okay. I'm completely immune. Oh, we're on to the next section. We're on to the next section. Okay, what else we got?
Pokemon manga zombies. The
Zombies?
Pokemon manga is actually pretty infamous for having some gruesome moments, especially in the earlier issues. From an Arbok being decapitated during a Pokemon battle
Just
to
a flesh
Rayquaza
wound, you're fine.
stabbing Zinnia, there are some truly
Whoa, Rayquaza, come on. Be chill. I thought you were cool.
creepy moments, but the most iconic moment came from the 13th Pokemon Adventures
Oh my
manga,
days.
Psy for Psyduck. In the manga, Red arrives in Lavender Town and finds himself inside the
Oh,
Pokemon
no.
Tower where undead Pokemon possess
at his eyes, that's nightmarish.
in the fog, and these decomposing Pokemon are rendered very graphically. While this entry
Oh,
is
God.
creepy, you can't deny that it's pretty cool as well. Malamar
Oh,
is a
God, it had a deflated eye. Ugh, I'm gonna
Malamar,
throw
the
up.
overturning Pokemon, is a dark and psychic type introduced in Pokemon X and Y. It resembles a cross between a deep sea squid and a penguin, and if you thought it looked
Wait, penguins? Oh, I get it. I
Using
see it. I didn't
hypnosis
see the
on
penguin. Now
ultrasound
you're right.
and
That actually does look like a
Pokedex
penguin. You're right.
entries. When it comes to strong hypnosis, there's an endless number of people who utilize Malamar for
Oh,
their nefarious
no.
deeds. It's
Don't be like that. You're using it to steal Amazon Prime
that
delivery
Malamar's not-
packages from the postman. That's the worst thing you could possibly do, honestly.
powers played a role in certain history-changing events. It's unknown what
Oh! Yo. You're telling me I could walk into the Oval Office with a Malamar and just make Joe Biden sign an executive order making everybody call me Big Dick Dan for the rest of the all time?
specific
'Cause that'd be
events
pretty
Malamar has
insane.
played a role in, but taking these two entries into account, we can probably assume that they weren't good. It's pretty wild that a Pokemon has basically canonically committed war crimes, or at least been involved in numerous horrifying historical events. So
Come on, you gotta give him like a little bit of war crimes. Just like a little bit of war crimes, a baby bit for a treat. It's fine.
The Zodiac Theory proposes
Oh, this is dumb. I've always thought this one was really dumb.
that every fire
Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below right now, because I've always thought this one was really
type
dumb.
starter in Pokemon corresponds with an animal on the Zodiac calendar. The Zodiac is based on the lunar calendar and assigns an animal to each month, and historically every fire type starter has resembled one of these animals.
No, they haven't.
Cyndaquil is a rat, Tepig is a pig, obviously Fennekin is a dog, Torchic
Fennekin is a freaking fox. It's not a dog. What do you mean? It's not. It's not even a dog. That's so ridiculous. And also, Fuecoco isn't even on this, so you don't get to be one now, huh? It doesn't even be on. And also, Cyndaquil's not a rat. It's just not even a rat.
is a rooster, Chimchar is a monkey, Charmander is a dragon, Scorbunny is a rabbit, and Litten is a tiger.
That's so dumb. It's part of the canine family. That doesn't make any
I thought
sense.
some of these were a stretch, like Cyndaquil and Fennekin, but Cyndaquil is actually classified as the fire mouse Pokemon, and while Fennekin
Mouse,
is
not a
based on
rat.
Fennec Fox,
If they wanted it to be part of the Zodiac, they would have called it the Fire Rat, considering we already have a mouse Pokemon, right?
they are still canine, so it fits at a stretch.
That's like the biggest stretch you can make. That's like doing several sessions of yoga back to back to back.
That was going to be it for the script, but as I was writing this, the trailer for 2 brand new Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet, dropped, announcing 3 new starter Pokemon. Sprigatito,
And oh, Fuecoco! People are gonna be like, oh no, it actually fits into the Ox category because of some dumbass
and
reason.
most importantly, Fuecoco, which doesn't really look like an ox, horse, sheep, or snake. Some have suggested that Fuecoco might lose its limbs and become serpentine, but judging by its parent's name and its literal classification as the Fire Croc Pokemon, I think we can finally put the Zodiac theory to rest. It had a good run.
It always
Alchemy
was silly.
theory. Yep, we're still talking theories. The alchemy theory is more specifically based on Sun and Moon and proposes that multiple Pokemon in the game are based off of alchemical symbols. For context, alchemy is, according to Merriam-Webster, quote,
Listen, I've watched enough Full Metal Alchemist to know a lot about alchemy, so let me take the reins on this one.
chemical science and speculative philosophy
Equal and
aiming to
opposite
achieve the
exchange.
transmutation of the base metals into gold, the discovery of a universal cure
No, I
for
think I got
disease,
that
and
wrong.
the discovery of a means of indefinitely prolonging life. It was basically a very outdated medieval form of speculative science, and alchemists identified various different concepts using symbols.
Motherfucker had transmutation down in the bottom right.
Alchemical symbols include planets like Mars and Venus, elements like fire and air, and of course olive oil. But how is it?
Who could forget the most powerful alchemical element? To the Italians, eh? Italia!
relate to Pokemon,
Hey!
you
Some
may be
fucking olive
asking,
oil over
how is
here!
illustrated by this
Aye! The most powerful alchemical elements! Get over here! Some fucking olive oil! It's just as important as
The
air!
design elements and body shapes of the 3 starter Pokemon are based off of alchemical symbols. Rowlet resembles salt, aka the earth, Litten represents
What?
sulfur, aka fire, and
Okay,
Poplio
sure.
represents mercury. I believe this is because of both
Right.
mercury contamination frequently being found in water and there being water on the planet Mercury, but if there's another scientific
But
reason for
Rowlet
this
being
link that
salt
I'm
is
missing,
ridiculous.
definitely
It's an
let me
owl.
know. Dartrix's throwing pose looks eerily like the symbol for tin. Decidueye has been linked to various symbols like iron and arsenic, and the same goes for the other starter evolutions. It's worth noting
I don't know, it feels like a stretch to me.
that Sun and Moon themselves are 2 prominent alchemical elements that have their own symbols, so I honestly think this one is
Wait, moon is an alchemical element? How exactly do you think you're gonna get your hands on that?
believable. Character designers often pick subtle themes to add to their work, so maybe after settling on Sun and Moon, they also decided to model some Pokemon off of alchemical symbols.
Okay,
If
I
not,
suppose
it's a
that could be
hell
a
of
decent theory,
coincidence, and
though.
If so, they did a really good job at subtly adapting these symbols into cool-looking Pokemon. Arceus is God debate. It's long been debated.
I mean, it is
whether
literally
Arceus
the god
is
of
a
Pokemon,
or
right?
Not. It's obvious.
I mean, that kind of is. I mean, it is a Pokemon, so what you're getting when you catch it is like the toned down version of it. It's literally what they say in Legends Arceus. I wonder if she's going to bring that up,
See
actually.
God being a powerful mythical Pokemon, but some fans have argued that the Sinnoh mythology, claiming it came from an egg in a place that there was nothing and created Dialga and Palkia, is simply folklore. After all,
Maybe it's just a fake religion!
all of its
Oh!
Pokédex entries mention folklore, legends, and myths.
Wait, I just did the dumb thing. I just said that, of course he's God, because he's God, right? But I just did the thing that religious people do. They're like, oh, of course God's God, because he's God.
About the Pokemon, and many Pokedex entries
Fuck you, I don't need proof. Shut up.
Over-exaggeration.
Although, to be fair,
meaning it's
Arceus
not
is
always 100%
actually
accurate or
a
true.
living creature
Arceus is
that
also
does
able to be
exist.
caught and
So,
used as a Pokemon.
not that I'm saying that, I mean, listen, if you're religious, that's fine. You can say that, but I think Arceus actually is real. I mean, no, sorry. Arceus is visible, therefore kind of more provable in the Pokemon world. But if you are, anyway.
Which theorists argue universe creating God would never allow. Legends Arceus makes a strong point against this theory though, as the Pokemon is depicted in multiple cutscenes to be all-powerful and godlike, and its Pokedex entry reads, quote, "It is the heavenly fount from which pours the light that shines across."
So who created Arceus? Let me give you the real life response. Shut the fuck up. That's who created Arceus.
Its luminance guide.
What do you mean, who created God? God created God. Shut up.
Arceus mythology states that
God did
Arceus
it.
is the creator of all things. If the folklore is to be believed, Arceus created the world and maybe even the universe, which if that doesn't put someone at God status, I don't know what does. The Pokedex is
Hey, listen, I
Rotom.
created my YouTube channel, and if that doesn't put me at God, I'm sorry.
While Pokemon Sun and Moon appeared to be a fun tropical adventure in the sun, many fans were shocked at how dark the new Pokedex entries were. Pokemon
Wait,
is
were they
known
really
for
dark?
sprinkling the occasional creepy Pokedex entry into the games, but Sun and Moon is just infamous for these really dark and unnecessarily unhinged Pokedex entries. Buried beneath
Pokedex
the
entry
castle
guy
are
was
masses
really
of
mad
dried
that
up
day.
bones from those whose vitality it has drained. When it finds humans or
Jesus.
Pokemon it likes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den where they become decorations.
Lusamine, that's literally the same thing a Lusamine does. Is Frostlass Lusamine?
Mega Evolution fuels its brutality, and it may even turn on the trainer who raised it. It has been dubbed
What?
the blood-soaked crescent.
To be fair, that's what lions do in real life. Like, you can raise a lion or a bear from their childhood, but they're still gonna eat you one day.
Feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping. Give up. And
What the hell who's the nihilist that wrote this? My
just
god.
a few examples of the Sun and Moon Pokedex having absolutely no chill. Many have attributed these dark
Hey, there was
entries to
plenty
the
of chill in
Pokedex
Frostlasses.
Sun and Moon actually being a Rotom Dex, essentially a regular Pokedex which has been possessed by the electric ghost type Rotom. Because Rotom is known to be mischievous and is a ghost type, it's believed that it may be purposely embellishing the entries to scare the player. Alternatively, some believe that since Rotom is a Pokemon, it has intimate knowledge of wild Pokemon behavior, and these entries are truer than the show.
Look at the Rowlet! Oh my god, that's so cute! Oh, I love him so much.
Recorded Pokedex entries of previous games. Machamp Golem DNA Scramble. This theory
DNA
started
Scramble?
when people began to notice certain oddities with Machamp and Golem's evolution lines. For example,
Oh my
Geodude
god.
evolves into
Oh
Graveler and
wait,
gains
this is
an
really
extra
cool.
set of arms, but then goes back to one pair when evolving into Golem. Meanwhile, Graveler loses its flat humanoid face and becomes reptilian in appearance, also taking on the distinct red eye color of
That's
Machamp.
kinda
I'm
cool.
sure you can see where this is going. Since both Pokemon can only evolve into their third evolution through trading, it's been
Hey, True
theorized
Green
that
7, how
these
you
design
doing?
discrepancies are a nod to the fact that when traded with one another, Machamp and Golem's DNA gets scrambled and they switch traits. Junji
Oh, that's so cool. I actually love that theory. There's some kind of problem that happens during the trading situation and then they get a little bit mixed up. That's
Pokemon.
awesome.
This entry simply refers
Oh,
to
wow. Whoa. Hey, what's all this about?
an event in 2014 in which Pokemon collaborated with Junji Ito, the revered artist behind legendary stories like Uzumaki, Tomi, and the Enigma of Amigara Fault, created 2 Halloween illustrations of Gengar and Banette respectively. While these
Oh my
illustrations
god, these are
seem to fly
disgusting.
under the radar for a number of years, they've resurfaced in the last few years as people have dug them up and spread them around on social media. These illustrations are amazing, though they will make you want to get a restraining order against Gengar. Relicanth
I mean, I'm Banette, actually. Banette looks like it's gonna straight up knife you in the back.
is a map. This entry refers to the rather obscure theory that the patterns on Relicanth, a Generation 3 water rock type, are meant to
Is a
resemble
map?
In Pokemon Emerald,
No,
to catch
right?
the legendary
No.
Regis, you need a Wailord at the front of your party and a Relicanth at the end. It's theorized that the
Okay.
markings on Relicanth match up with
It has a red dot. Are they saying that that's where the treasure is? I mean, this doesn't line up,
the
does
map
it?
of Hoenn, and the red dot marks the spot that the Regis, or at least one of them, is located. This is
No.
why you need to have
really?
Relicanth in your party because it's your map. While I don't think that the markings are meant to line up perfectly, I think the combination of the map-like markings and the fact that you need it in your party to find the trio is pretty solid evidence that its design is at least loosely based around the concept of a map. The
Oh, that's actually really cool. And then they have the red dot to mark where you're supposed to go. That's awesome.
Ancient, and so is Relicanth, so the Pokemon acting as some kind of ancient, long-lost map is a really cool concept.
That is a really... I have never seen that before. The actual Pokemon themselves are the map towards the objective. That's a really cool idea.
Theory. In Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the player is able to take the special event GS Ball Celebi to Ilex Forest in order to time travel and face off against Giovanni at the top of Tojo Falls.
Stop
After
time
beating him,
traveling!
He's stricken by
It's
the
just a
defeat,
terrible
and as
idea.
he exits, the usual exiting sound effect isn't played, but instead a splash sound. After the splash, Team Rocket members can be heard over the radio saying, "Where has Giovanni gone? I wonder if he's coming." Ethan or Lyra will comment on this saying, quote, "They keep calling their boss. I feel sorry that they don't know he's not coming." This seems to imply that Ethan or Lyra knows for a fact that Giovanni will not be returning. With all of this in mind, players have
he's dead.
speculated that Giovanni's loss at the hands of a kid caused him immense grief to the point that he jumped off the Tojo Falls into the rapid waters to end his own life. While
What a fucking loser! What, you got beat up by a kid, so you threw yourself off a massive mountain? What a
theory
loser!
is interesting, like many other dark Pokemon theories, it's very doubtful.
So,
that
I mean, it's very
true.
sad,
The
very
splash
sad,
sound
yes,
is
very
most
sad.
likely the static of the radio as it turns on, and the kids probably know Giovanni isn't coming back.
El
because of
Pozo
shame
lost
rather
to
than
a
him
kid.
not being alive.
Lost to a child, not once, but 2 times!
Shudo's original anime ending. According to the Pokemon anime's former head writer, the late Takeshi Shudo, both the anime and the movie were planned to have much darker endings. Shudo conceptualized a multi-part
The ending
finale
of the
in which
anime?
Pokemon fought back against their masters when they decided that they were being held captive and forced to fight, which would have led to a dramatic conflict between Ash and Pikachu. Shudo
Yeah, well, I mean, what's the people gonna do? Were they gonna punch them? Were they gonna get guns and shoot them? The Pokemon are gonna easily win, we know this.
also described in
They're gonna
detail
shoot
his
so
original
at
idea
guns in
for
the anime.
movie's End, quote, "Months and years pass. Ash grows old, then one day suddenly he looks back on his past. He remembers his childhood fondly, the adventures he had with his amazing
Okay.
Pokemon, the friendship, the coexistence. Maybe Ash wasn't able to experience these things later in life. Elderly
Oh.
Ash remembers everything that happened during his adventures as a young boy. The next
Really?
morning he's woken up by his mother. He's a young boy again, leaving his house,
Wha-
excited to start a new adventure. This
Dude, if I woke up and I was a young boy again, I'd be pissed. I wouldn't have my iPhone. I'd be like, dude, what am I gonna do? I can't check Twitter. What's the point?
ending
Come
is
on, man.
definitely a lot
I'm
darker,
addicted
but
to
it's also
social
a lot
media.
more
What am I gonna do
impactful
with my
and
time?
bittersweet. It's probably good that it didn't end on such a definitive and sad note though, because it opened the doors for many other movies and anime series to come. Shudo noted that a lot of early concepts for Pokemon were far darker, but after the Electric Soldier Porygon incident, the company and higher-ups began cracking down on anything that might give Pokemon a bad name. This meant that Shudo's dark plotlines could no longer go under the radar as the brand became a lot more
no.
kid-friendly and clean. Still, it's
Damn
interesting
it!
to think of what could have been, and if things had gone differently, the franchise
Gotta keep it
could
monetized
potentially
on
be
YouTube, you know
even
what I mean?
darker than it already is. Victini is a nuclear bomb. You
What? Victini is a nuclear bomb? Where did this
know
come
how I
from?
said
Hold on a
war would
second.
come
What?
up in the Iceberg again? Well, here it is.
Oh my god, is it because Victini is literally like in the Statue of Liberty, basically? Wasn't the original atom bomb developed in like New York?
This theory proposes that Victini, the mythical
It's called the Victory Pokemon. Oh my god, they're gonna drop Victini on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Are you kidding me?
Pokemon introduced in Black and White is actually based on an atomic bomb. Evidence for this includes its classification as the Victory Pokemon as well as its Pokédex entry.
He's
which
got
reads,
2 fingers up like, yeah, we just won World War II by wiping out half of
quote, "It
Japan.
creates an unlimited supply of energy inside its body which it shares with those who touch it. It's
Yeah, I guess you could say that a bomb is sharing the energy with other people who touch the explosion at the Manhattan Project. Yeah, it's literally the Manhattan Project.
Unlimited energy are actually
That's
a reference
insane.
to atomic weapons, and Victini is meant to be Unova's victory bomb. This is a pretty
Oh
crazy
my God.
theory, but it's highly unlikely as Victini is actually based on something far more innocuous, a method of cutting apple slices to make them look like little rabbits.
Oh, so you could be either an apple slice or you could be a nuclear weapon of mass destruction. I mean, like, it's both equally as likely,
Shadow
right?
is a war victim. Similar to the Victini is a nuclear bomb theory, the Marshadow theory proposes that Marshadow, the mythical fighting ghost Pokemon introduced
Is
in
dead.
Sun and Moon, is meant to represent a victim of war. Its name combines the
Oh.
word Mars, aka the god of war, and shadow, so
Okay.
Marshadow literally means the shadow of war. Its fighting and
That's
ghost
a
fighting
really
may
cool
represent its
name.
status as a soldier who perished during the war. I really like this entry, but Marshadow's sword Pokédex entry
Marshadow got
proves
blown goaded up by
reading,
Victini.
quote, by slipping into the
That's why it's
shadow
weak
of
to
a
it.
martial arts master and copying their movements, this Pokemon learned the ultimate technique. This means that its name is more likely a reference to martial arts, and Marshadow is meant to be more of a shadowy martial artist than a tortured soul from a long forgotten war. Who is the
Damn,
real first
Marshall's still
Pokemon?
cool, though.
Who is the first Pokemon is kind of a debate within the Pokemon community and also serves as a sort of
Chat,
thought
what's the first
experiment
Pokemon? Type in chat
dilemma.
right now.
Arceus
Go,
is known
quickly.
as the original one, the very first Pokemon who created Dialga, Palkia, and most likely Giratina, and tasked them with creating the Pokemon universe with time, space, and antimatter. However, the mythical Pokemon Mew is described in Pokédex entries as having the DNA of all Pokemon, with scientists theorizing that it's the
That doesn't make it the
ancestor of
first
all
one.
Pokemon. This creates
Apart
a
from
paradox.
Arceus.
Mew has every Pokemon's DNA and created all Pokemon, so without Mew, Arceus theoretically wouldn't exist, but without Arceus,
Well, I mean, in theory, right, scientists make a theory. They don't know Arceus. They've never studied Arceus. They can't tell that Mew has the DNA of Arceus in it, right? And also, Mew could still have the DNA of Arceus within it because if Arceus made it, because Arceus can put the DNA of its own self in the Mew.
Arceus
So
creating the universe,
doesn't mean
Mew
that it's
wouldn't
the first
exist
one.
either. There are multiple theories to explain this. Arceus created the creation trio and tasked them with shaping the universe, so he may have created Mew and tasked it with creating Pokemon and populating the
Dude, he created assistants that control time and space. He was like, hey, I just made you guys, you do it. Go ahead, have fun, enjoy yourselves.
This would mean that Mew is the ancestor of all regular Pokemon, excluding most legendaries. Alternatively,
Exactly.
some theorize that Mew came first and was born into nothing, creating Arceus, who in turn created
That
the
doesn't make any
universe for Mew
sense.
to populate with Pokemon. Some theorize that because
Doesn't make
both
any sense.
Pokemon
Mew is
may
not
have
the first
existed
one.
Before Dialga, the representation of time, they both exist beyond the realm of time, and therefore were both the chicken and the egg simultaneously, so to speak. It's
Oh my god, that theory just blew up my brain. They were born before the representation of time, so therefore they both exist out of time, therefore they are both the same thing. Oh,
definitely an
my mind
interesting
is
debate, and I'm
melting!
genuinely curious to hear what you guys think.
Question mark Arceus.
Arceus has
Oh,
the ability
no.
to transform into every different type.
This is
using
the real
traits, which
demon.
not only
This is
change
the real
its type,
devil.
but also its colors. In the 4th generation, a sprite was found in the game files for a question mark type Arceus, which appears pale green with pastel pink accents. It's only
I thought she said pesto. I was like, pesto pasta, delicious. I could use some
attainable through
now.
hacking and due to the
God, I
game's
want
mechanic
some
of
pasta,
automatically
chat. I'm
switching
gonna
any
make some
Arceus
pasta.
without a
What's your
plate
favorite type of
into a normal
pasta?
type, it spawns in as a normal type since there's no question mark type plate in the game. It's interesting to ponder what this Arceus could have been, and I'm kind of bummed that it didn't make it into the original game since the colors are so cool. I think that it could potentially be an early prototype for the fairy type, or maybe even a type that we've never seen before, or it could just be a color test for Arceus's various sprites. But for now,
Yeah, it's probably a
question mark
color test.
Arceus remains a
The
mystery.
real answer is always boring.
Or should I call it question Marcius?
Hey, she's got jokes. So we're on to the next section, everybody. Get ready. Strap yourselves in. People steer.
The end of the world.
The implication is that when Yveltal dies, literally everything dies. And no creature is that powerful. I'm sorry. How is it going to cause death to everything? It just dies? And that's it? Everything just gets deleted?
Yveltal is a dark
No,
flying legendary
Yveltal's
which
not that
was
strong.
introduced in Pokemon X and Y as one third
like
of
base
the Aura Trio. It's why Pokédex
600 something
entry reads,
stats.
quote, when its life comes to an end, it absorbs the life energy of every living thing and turns into a cocoon once more.
No,
So
no,
not
no,
only do
nonsense.
people in the Pokemon universe have to deal with murderous,
Maybe like a city.
kidnapping ghosts and monsters on a daily basis, they have to cope with the constant fear that the world could end at any second because a big Y-shaped piece of bacon died. This also leads on to the theory that
X and Y is about life and death.
every
Oh, well, we know that. I mean, X is literally, Xerneas is literally the Pokemon of life.
Pokemon game has a variety of themes that it's based around, and it's obvious that X and Y is based on the concept of DNA. But a secondary theme of the game is life and death. Alongside Yveltal's potentially world-ending powers, it's listed as the Destruction Pokemon, while Xerneas is listed as the Life Pokemon. Zygarde represents order and balance, making sure that neither legendary is able
balance.
to overpopulate the planet
Thanos
or
is
turn it
back
into a dead
again.
wasteland.
Porygon is an abomination.
Porygon, known as the Virtual Pokemon, is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. This entry is pretty much what it says on the tin.
They should make a digital type.
Porygon is kind of an abomination. Porygon
Yeah, I
is
mean,
made-
well, no, leave it alone. he's a good boy. Look at him. Now, I'm saying they should make a digital type. The new game, Scarlet and Violet, literally have a legendary with pixels for eyes. I'm thinking they should make a digital type
Completely out of
already.
Computer code,
So what, a
and is
normal
able to
type?
travel freely through cyberspace created by Pokemon Lab as the first ever man-made computer Pokemon. It's only able to do what's in its programming and is copy protected to prevent any Porygon piracy, but it has some pretty unsettling traits too.
Oh no, the Porygon copyright brigade's gonna come after me if I
Pokemon
copy and
Legends
paste the
Arceus, the
Porygon.
player catches a Porygon that's traveled back in time to ancient Hisui where computers haven't been invented yet. The Pokédex entry reads, quote, "It has no discernible heartbeat and does not seem to draw breath, and yet it appears to function without issue. I cannot even begin to explain this utterly bizarre anomaly."
You just have to plug it in with your USB-C port.
Upgraded using the upgrade item, Porygon transforms into Porygon 2, a more advanced version of its previous form both in terms of appearance and abilities. Porygon 2 was designed for space travel, but it can't fly, and according to the Pokédex, it sometimes performs actions that weren't programmed and
It can't even
remembers
fly!
things it
Wait, what do you mean it can't fly? It literally flies in the game. It hovers. It at least levitates. What do you
doesn't
mean?
need to know. When evolved or exposed to the dubious disc,
Anyway,
it
it's an
transforms
NFT.
into Porygon Z, which is where things seem to kind of fall apart. The combination
getting a
of
little
the
glitchy.
dubious evolution item and the scrambled appearance seem to indicate that the upgrade went wrong and Porygon became corrupted. According to
You upgrade it with a dubious disk. This is like when you install random toolbars onto your browser and hope that everything's gonna go right. Then you're like, oh no, now I have 17 viruses on my PC. What's happened to you? You just installed 17 viruses in your Porygon and somehow made it stronger. So I guess, yeah, install a bunch of viruses onto your PC. It'll make it go faster. Promise.
its Ultra Sun Pokédex entry, quote, "Its behavior is noticeably unstable, which is apparently due to the incompetence of the engineer who updated its programming." In
Damn, that poor engineer. He sucks.
Pokemon Legends
Sorry.
Arceus, Porygon Z will twitch.
Aw, he
violently
looks so
in its
broken. He
sleep,
looks like a
a
Five Nights at
reflection
Freddy's
of the
animatronic.
glitchiness and instability
Looks like I'm about to
in
get
its
jump
code.
scared.
Hilariously, its Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokédex entry reads, quote, "A curious item induced this evolution. The Pokemon's offensive capabilities
Curious
have greatly
item. Yeah, it's
increased,
full
but
of
the strangeness
full of
its behavior
hardcore
has
hentai.
magnified in equal measure. This worries me."
Uh-oh.
Pokeball recall.
The Burger
Oh,
King
I remember
Pokemon
this one.
recall
This is
actually a pretty
ridiculous.
famous incident. During the release of Pokemon the first movie and as part of a $22 million
Why is Diglett so
promotion
big?
for the movie, Burger King began including small Pokemon capsules with toys inside with their kids' meals. The promotion
Why does
was
Magnemite
so
look like that?
popular and the toys were so in demand that just 10 days into the promotion they had to issue an apology for the shortages. However, about a month into the promotion, a 13-month-old
Dude, they don't even
was
look
found
good.
deceased with half of the ball covering the nose and mouth. The consumer
Oh, this is so
Product Safety
sad.
Commission very quickly asked Burger King to recall the toy to prevent any further harm, but the company refused, stating that they'd wait for an autopsy to come back to confirm that the ball was the cause of the death. They didn't want to spend time and money and potentially scare parents by recalling the Pokeballs if they weren't actually the cause of death, and they argued that the toy had passed multiple safety tests and met all safety standards.
Dude, what was the parent doing? How did it suddenly just find its way onto his face to like suffocate a 13-year-old? 13-month-old,
A
sorry.
few weeks
That's
after the
insane.
initial incident, a father found his young child with half of the ball stuck on her nose and mouth, but quickly removed it, which finally pushed
Oh,
Burger
a
King
good
to begin
parent.
the recall
Wow,
process.
good job.
The CPSC told Burger King to wait 5 days to get a nationwide recall strategy sorted out, but in the meantime, news leaked to the press, and it wasn't pretty. The story blew
Uh-oh.
up with numerous news outlets writing hit pieces on Burger King and blaming them for not acting fast enough. Burger King launched a $1 million recall campaign, printing recall notices on packaging trays, pushing out television advertisements and PSAs, and also offering free fries to parents who return the empty containers.
Oh, no, why would you do that to them? Now they're definitely not going to return. Are you kidding me? Burger King fries? I'd rather you give me nothing. I'd rather you give me a punch in the face when I return it than give me Burger King fries.
Burger King and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission want you to know about the voluntary recall of this Pokemon Pokeball. The ball may pose a suffocation hazard to children under 3. Throw the ball away or return it to Burger King.
Despite this,
Jesus Christ, that sounded like a creepypasta video. What the hell?
less than half of the Pokeball containers were returned, and about a month after the second incident, another incident
Sorry we almost killed your kid. Have a free Burger King fries. I'd literally just spit on me. Just kick me in the
occurred
balls
in
and
which a
spit on me
4-month-old
instead.
died. Though the number of deaths compared to the number of customers who received Pokeballs, which was in the millions, was minuscule, it was still a tragedy, and the incident gave Burger King a really
It's only
bad
one
name in
kid,
the
you
media
know.
for a long
whatever.
time.
Abyssal Ruins Mystery.
The
Abyssal Ruins?
is a location in Pokemon
I've
Black
never
and White,
actually been here in a
accessible
Pokemon
through
game. I've
Undella
never
Bay. The
never
ruins
gone
are
through
unique
here in the
that
playthrough.
They can only take 500 steps before a torrent of water sends them back up to the surface, so players have to choose their steps
It's like a
wisely
safari
and make
zone.
multiple visits in order to get all of the relics in the ruins. There are no Pokemon inside the ruins, there are no events related to the location, and multiple pop-ups appear as the camera shakes, indicating dull sounds getting closer. All of the Arceus plates
It's
can be
coming.
found here, and there are numerous coded messages written on the walls, such as King fought hatred. Listen to
What?
King's words. King defeated unknown symbol
Who's this
alone.
King fella?
The great King unknown symbol. These final few unknown symbols are mysterious.
Who's this king?
The unknown symbol in the last message is speculated to be Harmonia, the last name of N and Getsus, since the symbol is shown in deciphering documents in black and white too as a series of censored dots. The number of dots
It's a
changes
prophecy.
in each language, and the name Harmonia is the only one that matches all of the dots in all of the different languages. From this we
It's
can
literally
see
a
the message
prophecy.
reads the great King Harmonia. The other symbols are represented by 4 censored dots and have never been deciphered. So this brings us to the question, what exactly are the Abyssal Ruins for? Some have speculated that it was a resting place or even birthplace of Arceus due to the repeated mention of a king, mysterious thudding and stirring sounds, and all of the plates that can be found there. Others believe that the
Oh, you
ruins
find
relate
plates
to
there?
Yin
Okay,
and
that
Getsus
makes more
due to
sense.
The inclusion of their last name Harmonia in the coded messages, though this theory begs several questions. If the Abyssal
How is
Ruins
this
are so
motherfucker
ancient,
breathing
why would it
underwater?
be discussing N, who is only around 20 years old? N
Because it's a prophecy from the past, or clearly.
was adopted by Getsus, whose last name is listed as Harmonia, so presumably N wasn't born as a Harmonia either. While Getsus
Oh, okay. Well, I know, but the prophecy would predict that Getsus would adopt N, though, at the same
is
time.
older, he doesn't seem old enough to be written in ancient ruins, and King is described as welcoming, kind, and adventurous, which Getsus is very much not. Some even think that King might be referring to the player.
Unknown King.
Unknown King is a Pokemon creepypasta.
what is
In the story, the
that?
protagonist
No,
receives
dude.
a copy
There's
of
no
Pokemon
way.
Silver
What the
with
hell is
instructions
this?
attached. They're
This is
directed to
not
go to
real,
the
dude. It
ruins of
can't
Elf
be.
and offer up a specific
You're
team
kidding.
of Pokemon as a sacrifice in order to wake up a Pokemon known as Unknown King. Unknown
What the
King
hell
is
is
a large
this?
Pokemon made up of many unknowns all stuck together and has
It has claws. It has big, meaty claws.
coating its arms and legs. Text boxes pop up telling the player that they've freed the beast, and as they go through the world, they realize that there's no one there. After facing off against
Whoa, okay, I do not like that. That is terrifying. Do not give me that. No, 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 thank
on
you.
the screen thanking the player for freeing the beast and dooming the human race. They realized
my
that the
God.
playtime on the cartridge was 666 hours, and the player's name was Jesus backwards, and they can't sleep for weeks, and it's all very scary. This is a
I'm
classic
terrified.
example of a Pokemon creepypasta. It's got all these creepy, gory Pokemon. It's a haunted cartridge. The player,
It's cool,
despite
though.
being able to turn the game off at any time, never does. I'm biased because I like all these cheesy
Nah, listen, if I was going down creepypasta territory, I'd keep playing. I'm not gonna lie.
creepypastas, but I
You underestimate the curiosity of humanity. If you were in this situation, even if it seemed terrifying, you'd still keep going. There's a reason why people play horror games and watch horror movies. It's because people like being scared.
really like Unknown King. I think it's a fun
Very weird.
concept, and the design for Unknown King is actually pretty
Counter-revolutionary, I
Unknown
think.
are human victims.
True
What?
to their name, Unknowns have always been strange and mysterious Pokemon. Introduced in Generation 2 and known as
They
the
just
Symbol
don't
Pokemon,
understand me.
Unknown is a psychic type that currently has 28 different shapes, all in the form of different letters.
I'm just saying you could really use an unknown X as like a good target practice if you're like trying to use guns. Because then you could get like right in the bullseye in the eye. I just say it'd be a really good idea.
Fan theory proposes that Unknown are actually meant to represent victims of nuclear war, and this is based off
What?
a few interesting pieces of evidence.
Go
Unknown
on.
are the only Pokemon that can be found within the ruins of Alph, a location in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Within the ruins,
Okay.
markings of Unknown are etched into the wall. In the Space
Escape?
World demo, however, the markings are more detailed, depicting a bunch of symbols including 2 human figures and a meteorite or fireball of some kind. The theory goes that
Alright.
Unknown are etched into the walls because they represent the phenomenon of shadows burning into the pavement due to nuclear bombs, as was observed at Hiroshima. The Unknown
Ooh, but also potentially if a meteor hit the
radio
ground.
will also play sounds within the ruins that fans have compared to a Geiger counter. As was discovered in the
Oh,
Space World
okay.
demo, the original Gold and Silver map was heavily based on Japan and its various cities before it was drastically changed in the final game.
Yeah, as you can see, it's Japan on its side. Yes, that's what it is.
Elf were meant to represent Hiroshima, and the unknown were the many victims. This theory has
Oh my god, that's such a dark theory. I've never heard of that one before. That's insane. We are really getting into like the nitty gritty of it now.
Proven, and while some believe it due to the evidence, others believe that it's all a bit of a stretch.
Misty is dead.
Everyone knows about the Ash is dead or in a coma theory, but not as many people know about this wacky theory about Misty. In episode 25
No way,
of the
Misty
Pokemon
is
anime,
dead?
Misty is licked by a Haunter. Haunter's silver Pokedex entry reads, its tongue is made of gas. If licked, its victim starts shaking constantly
dead,
until
come
death
on.
eventually comes. Fans have theorized that Misty
not the
actually
only thing,
died
but-
during this encounter,
Sorry,
but I think
inappropriate.
it's fair to chalk this one up to good old cartoon logic.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have like 7 billion different situations in which the main character gets shocked or like set on fire in a way that would definitely kill a human, and they're fine because they have plot armor, okay? We have to remember, everyone has plot armor.
Gaming Prime
The most
Special
powerful
Edition.
armor.
Gaming Prime
What?
Special Edition refers to a post on the r/gaming subreddit by a user called Gaming Prime titled, "So I have been told by Nintendo's repair center that there's nothing wrong with my game right after they wiped 30 hours of gameplay. I present to you Pokemon X Special Edition." An album of photos is attached depicting a very broken and glitched copy of Pokemon X. The most notable issue is that many Pokemon have no face, with their face area being a blank see-through square, while some Pokemon have shells, tails, or eyes missing.
This just looks like a mod.
Heads are non-existent, and the models stretch and distort across the
Dude, this is literally Pokemon Star version. This is a mod. You can easily do this.
The super creepy
You just fuck up your cartridge a little bit and it does this.
Came to the conclusion that the 3DS was actually the problem, as their friend's copy also glitched when they tried to play it on the 3DS, and by the sounds of it, OP was able to get a refund or repair on their broken console. Honestly, it really
Why would you get a refund on that? Imagine the possibilities for other games that you could do. Come on,
glitch, and I
man.
wonder if any of you guys have
It just wasn't reading the files correctly, so it wasn't displaying them in the way that we're supposed to do. And that's actually pretty common, and I'm quite frankly surprised that that's the only version of this that we've ever seen online.
experienced this, or if it's common, or if this was just like a one-off glitch to Gaming Prime's console.
Deoxys is Pokerus.
Pokerus is a game mechanic introduced in Generation 2. It's a Pokemon virus that can infect the player's Pokemon and be passed between party Pokemon, though it actually has positive stat effects, raising the EV of infected Pokemon. This
I can't believe they allowed that in a Pokemon game. Yes, no, this highly susceptible, very contagious disease is good, and you should spread it to as many things as you can. Like, yeah, that's how pandemics happen.
refers to the theory that Deoxys, a psychic-type mythical introduced in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, is actually Pokerus. Let me explain. Deoxys
Yeah,
formed
please
from
do.
a mutated virus that came to Earth in a meteorite, and the only other virus known in the Pokemon world is Pokerus. Deoxys is unique.
It's the
in that it
only
has four
virus that
different
exists.
forms:
Not even the
normal,
common cold
attack,
exists.
defense, and speed. Compare this with the EVs that Pokerus raises: HP, attack, special attack, defense, special defense, and speed. Therefore, it's believed that Deoxys and Pokerus are linked, and there are a few different theories to explain this. Deoxys shares the same origin as the Pokerus, being formed alongside the virus in space and bringing it to Earth in the meteorite, or even that Deoxys and Pokerus are one and the same, with the Pokemon being a literal embodiment of the virus.
That would be really cool. What if Deoxys tried to like throw this virus on Earth to wipe everyone out, and it turns out it actually helps everyone? He's like, damn it, my virus actually helps everyone, gets them stronger. I'm an idiot.
It's a cool theory, and one that I honestly think is pretty plausible.
Porygon 3.
Deoxys is an
Essentially refers to the
anti-vaxxer.
popular speculative fan evolution of Porygon. Fans believe that with every update, Porygon becomes more and more realistic and closer
That's
in
so
appearance to an
cool.
actual animal, more specifically a bird of some kind.
It's
the
a
most popular
duck.
fan-made Porygon 3 design depicts the Pokemon as a more realistic duck-like Pokemon, having completed its transformation from a polygonal code Pokemon into a more fully formed and realistic model.
You could also use that as the progression of graphics from the original very, very bad graphics that you get on like PlayStation 1. You know, remember Lara Croft on PlayStation 1? And it come slowly getting better and better and better until eventually we had the 2022 graphics that look, you know, kind of good.
Tomoaki Imakuni is a Japanese musician who performed music for the Pokemon anime and illustrated several trading cards. He's been described as eccentric and became a
he's
popular
fun.
figure within the community, as he got
Look at that
several
guy
of
with
his
the
own
Dojo.
independent
He's
trading
fun.
cards
I like
that
him.
aren't meant for actual play and are mostly just unusable.
What a
joke
guy.
cards. He was also depicted multiple times in the manga.
Imposter Oak.
Imposter Oak refers to a Pokemon trading card which
What happened to his
depicts a
eyes? You
menacing
okay?
figure posing as Professor Oak. Interestingly, in the Gold and Silver Space World Demo League, sprites for Imposter Oak were
He was
found, which
in?
suggests that he was meant to be a villain in the original plot of Gold and Silver before it was scrapped. Pokemon
Oh,
Lost
dude,
Silver.
that'd be so
Admittedly,
cool.
This entry should actually be a lot higher on the list because Lost Silver is a very popular Pokemon creepypasta, but
I
this is
remember
my
Lost
first time
Silver.
making Iceberg, and
You guys got to hear this if you haven't already heard of Lost Silver, by the way.
I messed up the formatting on this. I should have put it higher, so apologies for that. Anyway, Pokemon
Damn
Lost
it,
Silver is a
Izzy's!
creepypasta originating from 4chan that tells the story of a boy who picks up a haunted Pokemon cartridge from a bargain bin at GameStop. Upon opening
Scary!
the game, OP finds that the previous player's saved game had everything maxed out, as well as a full Pokédex and a very strange party containing 5 unknowns spelling out the word leave and a Cyndaquil named Hurry. Finding himself trapped in an empty Bellsprout tower in a room he's never been in before, the player uses flash and illuminates a blood red room with a sign reading "Turn back now." Are you getting chills yet? The Cyndaquil
I'm
facing the
terrified,
unknown
dude.
spell out "He died"
This is so
before
scary.
Opie sinks into the ground and emerges as a completely pale white sprite with hyper-realistic blood eyes. Ooh.
Ah!
He gets a glitch shiny
Ah!
Celebi and faces off against Red,
Oh,
who has a crying Pikachu sprite.
Dude, I'm sorry. Sad Pikachu's fucking hilarious. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I can't even lie.
He's transported to his house where he walks out into a glitched black void covered
Oh,
in
he
graves,
walks through the
realizing
door!
that the playable character has been dead for many years prior as the unknown in his party spell out "I'm dead." It's another generic and pretty cheesy Pokemon creepypasta, but
scary.
it's a staple within the fandom and definitely
Scary.
the scariest thing that I and many other young Pokemon fans had ever read at a young age.
Darkrai.
I think I played the ROM hack
This entry
once.
simply refers to the
Darkrai
fact that
wouldn't do that,
Darkrai
he's a
is
nice
assumed to
boy.
have killed at least one person with its ability to create horrifying nightmares. Known
Ah,
as the
it's not
pitch
fair, it's
black
just
Pokemon,
nightmares, just
Darkrai
get
is
over
a
it,
dark
dude,
type
come on.
mythical Pokemon introduced in Generation 4 who is well known for its ability to create and trap people in horrible nightmares as a means to defend itself. As we discussed earlier in the Iceberg, it's been speculated that the marvelous Bridge and Strange House Ghost was killed by Darkrai trapped in an eternal nightmare. It's
Nah,
worth
he would
noting
never
that
do
the
that.
Pokédex
Darkrai's a good boy. He's
repeatedly
only trying to be a
mentions that
nice
Darkrai
guy.
doesn't mean to harm people and is simply misunderstood and outcast.
So it's not murder, it's actually involuntary manslaughter. The final tier. We're on to the final one now. Uh-oh. Arceus without a face. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got there. The last tier.
X and Y.
Missing
It was an
No
X
is
and
by
Y?
far the
What?
most popular glitch within Pokemon, with countless rumors and creepypastas circulating around it, giving it an almost mythical quality. Naturally,
course.
Pokemon fans were shocked
awesome.
and excited when rumors began to spread that Missing No was an X and Y. At the Lumio City boutique when standing in a certain
come
angle,
on.
an
That
eerily
looks like a
familiar
graphical
shape
glitch.
appears in the doorway. After being left as a mystery for 6
Wait,
years,
a glitch.
the rumor was debunked by She Says of Boundary Break when he confirmed that the graphical error was caused by the model of a coffee shop doorway on the other side of the entrance. So while
Oh,
it
yeah,
was a
that's what they
glitch, it
want you to think,
unfortunately
dude. That's
wasn't
what they want you to
the beloved
think.
Missing No making a cameo.
Roaming Darkrai.
In 2020,
Roaming
when the
Darkrai?
source code for Diamond and Pearl was leaked onto the internet, it was found that Darkrai was originally meant to be a roaming Pokemon. Roaming Pokemon are legendary or mythical Pokemon
That
are
makes
released
sense,
onto
considering
the
it just
map
fly
and
around
random
everywhere.
locations rather than remaining stationary. According to @Mr. Cheese, who made a thread analyzing the code, quote, "As far as the engine is concerned, Darkrai is a roamer. They just never called the command with his parameter. It's likely that
I
this
hate
was an
roaming
early
Pokemon. I'm glad they
story
didn't
idea
do
or
that.
event was
Roaming Pokemon
scrapped.
suck.
Coughing in a Holocaust museum.
Coffee
What?
is a poison-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 1 and is classified as the poison gas Pokemon. So naturally people were upset when a screenshot of the mobile game Pokemon
Oh
Go
my
circulated
God.
online depicting a coughing in the
Okay,
United
that's just like bad timing, though. That's not their fault. That's just really bad timing.
Holocaust Memorial Museum. The image went viral for its obvious horrible implications, though the legitimacy of the screenshot has been debated. According to an article
I
by
think
the
that
Washington
probably could have
Post,
happened.
The museum had been marked as a Pokestop alongside other landmarks in the area, and people were reportedly playing when the article's author visited the site. In the Washington Post
That's
article,
just a
the author
coincidence.
describes a man named Dustin who dropped a lore module within the museum, while his friend, a woman named Angie, quoted, "It's not like we came here to play, but gotta catch 'em all." It should honestly go without saying, but genuinely playing a Pokemon game at a site like this is just incredibly disrespectful and honestly just really sad.
They put down a lure. Oh my god. They went to a Holocaust memorial and they were like, oh man, gotta throw down a lure. Are you kidding me?
Even catch rates.
What?
In early 2020, source code from Pokemon
Oh,
Diamond and
right,
Pearl was
yes.
leaked online, and it led to a bizarre discovery. Hidden within the game's code, hackers found that Pokemon were 10% less likely to spawn on 9/11, as well as other anniversaries for tragedies such as the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's been theorized that
This
this was to discourage
is so
players from
weird.
playing the game during days of mourning, though as fans have discussed, this 10% spawn decrease is barely noticeable and likely would have never been found if not for the leaks. So
A 10% spawn decrease to stop you from playing games on these days. First off, it's so low that you wouldn't notice it. Secondly, people would probably prefer it to be 10% lower because people get annoyed with how many encounters they get on a regular basis anyway. So if anything, that makes them more likely to play it there on these
Their
days.
attempt at dissuading players from playing at best made no impact, and at worst encouraged players to play the game since there would hypothetically be 10% less Zubats in the game.
Exactly.
Arceus is a hand.
Arceus' Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond.
Do you think that people like
12,
random
it is
encounters?
described in mythology as the Pokemon that shaped the universe with its 1,000 arms. As some have theorized, and as strange as this sounds, Arceus is a hand. Removing its head makes this far more apparent. Each of its pointed legs is a finger.
Oh my
complete with
god.
golden
Oh
fingernails,
my
making the
god. No, you're
Pokemon's
kidding
body
me.
appear
This
as
is
an
crazy.
unfurling
What?
hand. Its pointed tail looks more like a wrist stretching into the distance in this context.
Are you
and the
kidding?
golden
Oh
ring
my
on
god,
its
it
back
does. It
becomes
looks like
far
a
more
hand that's doing
literal.
that.
I don't think this is too far-fetched of a theory.
That's ridiculous.
Designers will
Oh,
often
it
try to
does.
incorporate character traits and history into designs in subtle ways, and while I don't think Arceus is meant to be a one-to-one representation of a
That's
hand,
so
I find it plausible
weird.
that they base the Pokemon's shape and design elements off of one of its 1,000 hands. If not,
That's
it's a really cool
that's actually really weird.
coincidence.
Eternatus is a corrupted hand.
It's theorized
Why
that
is
if
everything
Arceus
a
is
hand?
Eternatus is a corrupted
Stop being
hand.
hands.
Eternatus is a poison dragon type legendary.
Okay, that doesn't
and
look like a
primary
hand.
Antagonist of Pokemon
There's no way.
Sword
That's
and
not
Shield.
one.
It's described as a powerful alien Pokemon who came to Earth inside a meteorite 20,000 years ago and has the ability to absorb energy. Removing the body of Eternatus makes its head appear as a skeletal hand complete with knuckles and joints, which is why so many have theorized that Eternatus is meant to represent one of Arceus' 1,000 arms. Further supporting this theory
What?
is its Eternamax form, which
Okay, this looks like a hand. I'll take that. Yeah,
literally
everything is a hand.
reaching
I'm
down
a
from
hand.
above. While this theory is cool, canonical evidence is scarce, and at the moment this is just fan speculation.
Relicanth is native
This
to
is kind of confirmed in Legends since Arceus we get is only a part of it, like 1/1000th. I mean, true, but like it's not a
In
hand,
December
right?
of 2017, Pokemon Go celebrated its Holiday 2017 event, which coincided with the release of 20 aquatic Hoenn Pokemon. One of these new Pokemon was Relicanth,
Oh,
a
that's
water
pretty.
rock type
Pretty
based on
fish.
the real-life Coelacanth. But this release was actually
That's
met
pretty
with a lot
fish.
of anger and outrage because Relicanth could only be caught in New Zealand. Finally, some Pokemon
What?
representation for us Kiwis. Unlike most other
Oh, she's from New Zealand? Oh, that's
regional
cool.
variants who have pretty large spawn zones like the Western Hemisphere or the entire
Why did New Zealand get Relicanth of all places, dude? New Zealand gets dunked on enough. They get like literally nothing, and you give them the one exclusive thing, and you give them a freaking Relicanth of all things.
of Africa
Jesus
or
Christ,
America,
don't even
Relicanth's
bother
spawn
at that
zone was
point.
So small and out of the way that it made it near impossible for non-Kiwi players to catch it. To remedy
That's also buggered. That you shouldn't do that. Isn't also Kecleon still not in the game? That is ridiculous.
that, there
How
have
do they
been a
not
few
know how to
in-game events allowing
distribute
players
these
across the
Pokemon
globe
well?
to catch it, though Relicanth still remains as one of the rarest catches in Pokemon Go. Also,
They should make Relicanth only catchable in that one area that's the red spot on the side of it right there. That's what they should do. That one spot on the map in the real world, just make it only catchable right there. That's how you fix
fun
this.
fact, Coelacanths have absolutely nothing to do with New Zealand. Unlike other regional variants who very
Of course
much
it doesn't.
spawn locations like Sigilif in Egypt, Corsola along the coast, and Maractus in the southern United States and Mexico, there are no Coelacanths in
Maractus is only found in the south, brother. That's right, Maractus loves shooting guns, pickup trucks,
New
and...
Zealand. Our national
No,
museum,
soul
Te Whaka,
food.
even wrote an article
That's what I was gonna
about
say,
the
soul
explosive
food.
mon, noting that no fossilized or living coelacanths have ever been found in or around New Zealand. I guess until
They
they
just
make
don't
a
exist there.
Kiwi-themed Pokemon, we're stuck with Relicanth.
Original Dragon Creation Trio Theory.
This is a very fascinating
I kinda
theory
like this
proposing
one.
that
It's
there's
okay.
actually a fourth member of the Creation
What?
Trio. We all know
No.
the Creation Trio, Dialga
Oh, wait! I'm gonna say the original dragon from 5th gen is actually a part of the creation trio from 4th gen? Dude, I need to hear this.
Palkia, and Giratina
How do they put this
represent
together?
Time, space, and antimatter, but their types also represent the three states of being. Dialga is steel, representing solid matter, Palkia is water, representing liquid matter, and Giratina
Oh.
is ghost, representing gaseous matter.
Oh, so you need one for plasma.
But there's one problem. There's actually 4 states of matter, with the 4th one being plasma. While there is a
Team Team Plasma! Bro, my mind exploding right now.
plasma Pokemon, Rotom, he isn't exactly legendary material, so we need to look a bit deeper. In Pokemon
Yeah, not
Black
really.
and White, the 3 primary legendaries, Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem, were supposedly once one dragon that broke apart into 3 beings, and their original form was called the Original Dragon. An article on the topic of plasma
Dude, the original
reads,
dragon would be
quote,
dummy
"More
OP, I'm
plasma
just saying."
energy is needed to strip electrons from atoms. The energy can be of various forms: heat, electrical, or light. According
Heat, electrical, or light. Heat, electric. Oh my god, this has some
to
credence.
their respective dex entries, Reshiram's fire is hot enough to move atmospheres and quote-unquote scorch the earth, while Zekrom can generate powerful lightning bolts and can raise kingdoms with its electricity. Theorists propose
But also, Kyurem isn't really a light Pokemon, so yeah, it's not
that when
really,
these two
you know.
powerful legendaries were combined into the original dragon, the combined heat and electricity formed plasma. Further evidence includes the post-game of Black and White 2, in which the player is gifted the Adamant, Lustrous, and Griseous orbs, which are items that can only be used by the Creation Trio. Additionally, the Light and Dark Stones are key items associated with Reshiram and Zekrom respectively, but a third key called the God Stone was found in the game's code,
God
which was never
Stone?
implemented into the game. It's possible that this
That's
God
an awesome
Stone item
name.
was originally linked to the original dragon, but it's also possible that it was just a scrapped item for Kyurem.
Pokemon alters the brain.
In 2019,
Yeah, it does. Listen, I used to be a normal human being and started playing Pokemon for a living, and now I'm an absolute weirdo.
Stanford psychologists studied the effect that Pokemon has on the human brain and discovered something fascinating. The study
Wait, what does
took
it
a
do?
group of
What
people
does it
who
do?
had played Pokemon from a young age and a group that had not, and put them into an MRI machine to monitor their brains as they were shown Pokemon images. Those who had
And?
played the early games from a young age exhibited unique activity in the occipitotemporal sulcus, leading the study to conclude that certain
Take notes.
Pokemon players exposed to the game at a young age had an area of the brain that responded in a unique preferential manner to Pokemon images.
Pokemon Go tragedy.
Wait, so the way that it changes your brain is if you play Pokemon, you have a positive response as you do when you look at Pokemon? It's just like a memory, just triggering memory. That's all.
The
That's
Pokemon Go
good.
craze of
That's fine.
2016 was a time period in which the Nintendo app Pokemon Go went viral globally, causing thousands to flock to the streets and attend meetups and events all around the world. Pokemon Go
How many people do you think got hit by cars playing Pokemon Go?
became
At
so
least
popular that it
500.
briefly overtook Twitter in terms of usage, and at its peak had over 250 million users per month. Unfortunately, with so many people taking to the streets, especially while distracted by their phones, there were bound to be a few accidents. According to a paper called Death by Pokemon Go, it was estimated that the app caused upwards of 150,000 car accidents,
150,000 car accidents?
256 deaths, and over $2 billion
256 deaths?
in damages.
$2 billion in damages? That's the worst thing. Fuck the deaths, dude. $2 billion in damages. Think of the stock
It
price.
seems that they're really overblown because they took sample data from one county in Indiana and applied it to the whole of the United States.
Oh god, okay, never mind. Okay, it couldn't have possibly been that bad.
So
Jesus
these figures
Christ.
aren't particularly accurate, and this combined with multiple rumors about robberies, murders, and deaths relating to the game mean that actually determining how deadly Pokemon Go was is quite difficult. The Pokemon
Yeah,
Go
no
death
one, never
tracker
mind.
puts the number at 22 deaths and 61 injuries, most of which were related to car accidents, robberies, and disputes over the game. However,
A game of Pokemon Go was what started a shooting in the city of whatever that left one man dead. Listen, that's not Pokemon's fault, that's just America.
sources have put the number much higher.
Flapple Snow White theory.
Wait, hold on. I need to look at the other one. A Pokemon Go player's hunting for a Pikachu is knifed in the neck after he refused to give a stranger $5 and a cigarette. Oh my god.
Disputes over the game, however, others. High note. Flapple. Applin has an
Flapple!
interesting evolution path. When fed a sweet apple, it evolves into Appleton, the apple nectar Pokemon, and when fed a tart apple, it evolves into Flapple, the apple wing Pokemon. Applin, Flapple,
I'm
and
a sweet
Appleton are
apple.
some of
What
the
are
most
you,
widely
chat?
praised new designs in recent memory, with adorable, unique designs and even cooler shiny
He's so
forms.
cute.
But one theory states that these apples may not be so sweet after all. Flapple's
What?
Pokedex entry reads, quote, "It ate a sour apple and that induced
No.
its evolution. In its cheeks it stores an acid capable of causing chemical burns. Additionally,
lying.
Appleton is the only Pokemon able to learn the move Apple Acid. All of these mentions
It
of
must
acid
be
and
sour.
apples have led some to believe that the Applin line is meant to be a nod to the story of Snow White, where the princess
poisoned.
is poisoned by an apple.
Oh,
This is
no.
a fun theory, but there's little in-game evidence to actually support this specific
It's a
theory,
poisoned
especially
apple.
with the Pokemon's
It is.
fighting being grass and dragon rather than grass and poison. Even
True,
if it were
yeah, no,
poisonous,
that's-
I would still support Flapple
that's
with
pretty
all
true.
of my heart. You could never disappoint me. And that concludes the Pokemon
I love them.
Iceberg. Pokemon
Yo, thank you so much for allowing me to react to this. I think this is all awesome. So please make sure you subscribe to Izzy's. Links in the description. Our videos are absolutely fantastic. You can find more stuff like this all over the place, and they're really, really, really good videos. So make sure you subscribe. Look at this. Look at all these good videos. Go and subscribe to her right now. Links down there in the description. This was awesome. Thank you so much for allowing me to react to this. This is great.